not only for him but for others. But overall, I'm a Spencer Rattler fan. I think he's played well.
I mean, look at last weekend as an example. 3 out of the first 4 plays of the second half, he got the ball to wide receivers.
Where he was supposed to.
Where he was supposed to, and they fumbled the football. And I'm not blaming all on these wide receivers. They've had some great games, but I feel like he's doing a lot as well. And certainly I don't think there's any question in the coach's mind that he's the right guy to be the starting quarterback. And I like Luke Doty myself. I know you do as well.
Well, he's got the Tommy Suggs scholarship, so I really like it. Yeah,
he wouldn't get that otherwise. But we all think he's got a great future here. But right now, I think Rattler gives us the best chance to win. Not to say that he couldn't come in some situation and sub, but Tommy, he's looking at a potential redshirt year if he doesn't play anymore.
Yeah, really. And the other thing is with Rattler, I do wish we ran him more up to the middle. I still think the quarterback draw is a play that we can get some yardage out of at critical times, and we'll see if we do that tonight. But overall, no, I think he's played well, and the adversity he's faced, Todd, he's handled it professionally. He's handled it well with class, too. So a lot of good things about this kid.
I agree with you. And at the wide receiver spot, Antoine Juice Wells continues to exceed, leading the team with 43 receptions for 590 yards and 13.7-yard average with 4 scores. He'll take Jalen Brooks, Xavier Legette, Josh Fan, DeCarrion Joyner, and Amarion Brown. That'll be the bulk of your wide receivers. As we've just heard again, too, no Christian Beal-Smith, no Marshawn Lloyd tonight. And we'll step away. You know what's coming next, 2001 and some football. It's at Williams-Brice Stadium. It's senior night. The last SEC game of the season. And the number 5 team in the country is in town. We'll have the flip of the coin, our opening kickoff. They're next on the Gamecocks Sports Network from Learfield. You know the tune. Best entrance in college football. Here's your 2001. Here come the Gamecocks in all garnet tonight. Garnet pants, garnet jerseys, black helmets, and black shoes on senior night. The last SEC contest of 2022 season, 6-4 on the season. And what's been up and down, beating a ranked Kentucky team, beating Texas A&M, and a spectacular opening first quarter. It'd be great to duplicate that tonight. Beating Vanderbilt, falling to Florida, and falling to Mizzou. And Tommy, in very similar games, really, in a lot of ways, when you look back at the Gator game and the Tiger. Lights are flashing. They played the anthem. They played the alma mater. And you know they played 2001. You know what's next. Let's hit them with some Sandstorm. The Vols will kick off to the Gamecocks, who'll come out of that south end zone tonight with an offense that's averaging 28 points per game, good for 9th in the Southeastern Conference, 69th overall. Rushing for 127 yards, good for 11th, 97th overall. Passing for 228, 8th in the conference, 69th overall. is where Carolina finds itself in the 11th game of the season. But they're going against a ball team that is #1 in the Southeastern Conference in all of those categories. Both teams warming up. Tennessee in all white tonight. Actually break out the orange helmets and put the white tee on the side. But like everybody else, they got a battle with sandstorm as well. Great to be with you. Final home game of the 2022 season. The #5 Tennessee Volunteers are in town. The Gamecocks with little hope, but hopefully lots of heart. Here's Paxton Brooks, the Lexington, South Carolina native, to kick off, the punter. And he plops one up in the air, and we fair catch it. And the Gamecocks will take the football in the first series of the night. Tommy, you remember they got out to a 28-0 start in the first quarter last year. It'd be crucial for the Gamecocks at least to get something moving on this drive to keep the balls on the sidelines.
I agree 100%. We've talked a lot about that, but we're still total offense. We're the 11th in the conference, and we're playing a defense that is a lot better than that. So we got to be careful here and try to do something creative, but not too.
Juju McDowell starts out in the backfield. They'll hand to him left side. Not much going as both the defensive end and tackle get into the process. Byron Young, who I mentioned is from Georgetown, South Carolina, gets his first tackle of the night. That's -1 on the play, a negative yardage play in the run game to start for Carolina.
And that has hurt us all year long as our first down plays, and he came from the backside that time, Young did, and ran him down because he had no place to go.
DeCarrion Joyner is in at quarterback, the Wildcat with Joyner. Jaheim Bell's in the backfield. It'll be DK straight up the middle across the 25, and a nice hard run from the wide receiver / quarterback. Gains 5 yards. Very physical from a guy who will walk with the seniors tonight. And he'll slide off the field, and third down for the Gamecocks, 3rd and 6.
Again, short yard, actually a loss on the first down forced us to be in this third down and not short, and we've had that all year long.
2 tight ends, Travion Kenyon and Austin Stogner, check into the ball game.
Gamecocks 38% on third down conversions. Tennessee's defense 33.
Nate Atkins alone back in the backfield. This is their passing set. Rattler looking left side. Out in the flats. Got a caught at the 35, 40. Turning up is Travion Kenyon and knocked out of bounds. Oh, he threaded it in the smallest of windows towards the Gamecock bench. A 21-yard gain and a first down for the Gamecocks.
What a great call, Todd, because that's what it was. There was no other place that pass could have been thrown to be completed except where it was. Kenyon made a good catch. Better than that, great throw by Rattler.
Well covered on the play by the balls, but Spencer put it just where he needed to. And DK's back in it, quarterback in the Wildcat. Brown comes in motion in front of him. DeCarrion will take it straight up the middle. Again rushing hard. Inside the 40 of the balls and down to about the 36. And some fist pumping going on the outside by Jaheim Bell. If we can get Zero pumped up about this and DeCarrion going, we could have something here. 1st and 10 for Carolina on the 13-yard gain, and DeCarrion stays in at quarterback. 4 wide receiver set, 4-man front. Brown comes in front, speed sweep this time to him. They do hand to him. Tries to turn the corner, and that fast secondary of Tennessee does push him out of bounds on the far sideline. 2nd down and 9 upcoming on the play.
What we got to do now in this, and we know we got it, but we got to let him throw it. He's got to throw the ball like we did 9 for 9, I think it was, in the Mayo Bowl last year, and that play helps him play a little more honest that time. Rattler back at quarterback.
Two backs in the backfield, Jaheim Bell and Juju. Rattler splits them, calls for the football. They fake the reverse. Rattler's trying to roll right, needs help. Throws the ball out of bounds. They were setting up a specialty play, trying to hit Juice Wells on a deep route. They actually had two wide receivers down there, Tommy, but a defensive end right in the face of Rattler, lucky to get the football away.
I think that was Young again also over there on the left defensive side for Tennessee. Really a good-looking play except for him. That one defender messed the whole thing up.
So here comes 3rd and 9. The Gamecocks converted with a throw from Rattler earlier in the drive. Rattler in the pocket, looking left side again. It's a crossing route. Now he's got to step up. Now he's got to run. Inside the 30. Rattler slides down at the 25.
He's close.
He needed to get to the 26. This is also crucial because they are not good. Look at that, Tommy, that spot.
That's the worst spot.
Oh, it's all the way back at the 27-yard line. They do not give these quarterbacks credit. He did not start the slide until the 25-yard line. That's ridiculous. 8-yard gain. They're going for it quickly. 4th down and 1. Adkins to the right. Movement. Flag on the play, and I think Tennessee. Oh, no. Rattler shakes his head. That means it's false start.
I think the left guard for Carolina jumped, I believe.
Illegal snap. Number 71 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
I don't understand the hurry-up plays sometimes, Tommy. We just don't execute it. To run up there and try to push one. What are you catching them off guard? It's 4th and 1.
Well, the other thing we do is we run up there, get set, then we put somebody in motion to go around and set somewhere else. Just go up and line up and just run the play. I mean, there's no need to move people around. Everybody knows what you're going to do. Just, that is, oh, man, gosh. Sometimes we outsmart ourselves.
All right, it's 4th down and 6 after the penalty. Carolina's going to go for it, as you know they would do tonight. They need every point, yard, and time off the clock they can get with the number 5 team, high-flying Vols, who average 47 points a game. All right, 2 tight end set. Rattler now. 4th down and 6. Nobody in the backfield, and now he wants a timeout.
South Carolina.
A lot of substitution players going in and out. Rattler didn't like it and rightfully took the timeout. We'll do one as well. When we come back, it'll be 4th and 6 at the Vols. First quarter, no score. First drive for the Gamecocks. They've converted 1 3rd down. Spencer Rattler looked to run for another one, or right at the marker. They got a poor spot on it and then had an illegal snap play on Eric Douglas.
Yeah, I want to see that spot too, Todd, because it was at least, I think, 2 feet wrong, but we'll see.
Here's Rattler now. Adkins is in the backfield. Jaheim Bell's in a wide receiver slot. Amirion Brown comes in motion, sits down. Blitz up the middle, picked up initially. Rattler in route, got it at the 19-yard line.
Big time throw.
Yes, it was. Well said, Tommy Suggs. Antoine Juice Wells with his 44th catch on the year. That one's good for 13 yards and a Gamecock first down. Nobody on that drive has thrown 2 better passes than Spencer Rattler on those 3rd downs. He picks them up both. It's 1st and 10 for the Gamecocks.
And he had a blitzing linebacker coming right in his face, stepped into the target, which was right into the linebacker, made a great throw.
9th play of the drive for Rattler. 3 wide receivers left side, goes that direction. Got Jaheim at the 15-10, trying to go for the pylon. Does for it. Touchdown, Carolina. Touchdown, Jaheim Bell from 19 yards out. The Gamecocks strike first at Williams-Brice Stadium. The extra point could make it 7-0 Carolina over number 5 Tennessee.
I tell you, that's as pretty a drive as I've seen this year. Not counting not only first drive, but any drive. Well executed. Rattler just perfect coming down the field. Beautiful drive.
He's 3 of 4 on the drive, and now Mitch Jeter. And they look like they're going to review this one, as they normally would do so. Rattler 3 of 4. They do not. It's not stopping as of yet. Jeter puts it up into the cockpit, and they confirm the Gamecocks lost the coin toss. Tennessee deferred, and the Gamecocks make them hurt. Take it down the field. 9 plays, 75 yards. Finished by a 19-yard touchdown throw from Rattler to Jaheim Bell. Good to see him. out of the backfield, Tommy, catching the football because they had Atkins in blocking again on the play.
Yeah, they did, and you know, that's important, as we said earlier, to have that blocker back there, not Juju McDowell, not hit with his size, but having Atkins in there, real clever. But again, I think also just let's go back to that 4th down and 6 gamble where Rattler just threw a bullet that time to Wells, and just taking gambles like that, and of course executing them is the key to it. Very nicely called offensive drive that time, and especially very nice executed drive.
All-American Heating and Air, a veteran and family-owned business serving the Midlands for over 30 years. When the Gamecocks defense records a sack, All-American Heating and Air will donate $100 to support our veterans. All-American is a proud supporter of Gamecock football and our military. Let our family help your family. Here's Mitch Jeter to kick off. The right leg booms it, and it splashes on the R in that north end zone and back out of it. A touchback on the play. And here comes the circus, the high-flying offense of the Tennessee Volunteers. Hendon Hooker has got the #1 offense in the nation in total offense, 523 yards a game. He's a Greensboro, North Carolina native, where I'm from, played at Dudley High School, went to Virginia Tech, then transferred over, and the Hokies have been crying since. Jabari Smalls in the backfield with him. 1st and 10 at his own 25. The Gamecock Nation is giving him a hard time already. Quick wide receiver screen out to the outside left. No question there. Rue McCoy takes the catch. It's a 4-yard gain on the play before the Gamecocks push him out of bounds. Cam Smith's going to track Jalen Hyatt all night. Here's Hooker out of the gun again. Snap inside. They bump him. He throws out on the edge, and it's caught at the 36. And that's Cedric Tillman, who is going to play tonight. We thought they may hold him from Las Vegas, Nevada. Missed 4 straight games. Florida and LSU, Alabama and UT Martin. The catch of 11 yards, a 1st down. Hooker empties the backfield. Looking down left, right, into the arms of some Gamecocks. Escapes away at the 40. At the 50s, into Gamecock territory. 35, falls down at the 30-yard line. He ran it 20 times a year ago. He runs this one the first time for 29 yards. Zach Pickens, Tommy, missed Hendon Hooker on the play and allowed him to escape and gets a 29-yard gain. They're back to work again. They'll hand off straight at the middle. And this time, Jabari Smalls into the open, and they score. Touchdown, Tennessee. Just like that, and like they normally do, more than half of their touchdown drives are less than 2 minutes. That was a 30-yard run by Jabari Smalls. The extra point could tie it up, and there's still 9:30 to go in the first quarter at Williams-Brice Stadium.
Folks, I know we're playing a high-powered offense, and they're good up front and all that stuff. Once again, Todd, not coming off blocks. Just not coming off blocks. The offensive line getting good position on our people, and we're just not coming off. We're receiving the licks as opposed to giving them, and you just too many holes there.
Chase McGrath to attempt the extra point. North Carolina got some penetration, but not enough to get the football. And it is up and good. If you were putting your Coke down in front of your seat at Williams-Brice Stadium and you looked up, you missed that drive. It was 4 plays, 75 yards, and took just 1 minute and 4 seconds. Tied at 7 with 9:30 to go in the first. We'll be back. This is Carolina football from Learfield.
I want to talk about the offense for a real quick second. Their blitz pickup when Tennessee brought their odd front and brought 6 guys was perfect with, the tight end in the backfield. Atkins in the backfield. We picked that blitz up. We were able to hit that 4th down. So if we can continue that, things look good for us.
Agree. Good protection. And Atkins has been maybe one of the MVPs on the team this year. All right, Leggett and Van set back to receive. And Paxton to kick off. And this one, he will kick over to Van. He takes it at the 9-yard line. Comes back up the near hash, cuts back outside down the bench. Finally knocked out of bounds around the 30-yard line. He had a big seam there afterwards, but couldn't get past that one mark. And the one volunteer who clipped the ankle knocked him out of bounds. Still a fine return of 26 yards, has him at the 35-yard line.
Todd, we got to keep doing what we did on that first drive, because at times this year we've come out and tried different plays, different schemes on the first drive. Then we've gone back to our normal stuff. So I hope we can keep doing what we did, bring DK back in, do some stuff that was a little clever in the first drive.
Here's Rattler. He's going to go wide receiver screen, does so on the outside. It's caught coming back over the near side. Xavier Legette. And X ran a long way. He's going to gain just 7 on the play, but a nice athletic move. And Tennessee was reading that when they saw a screen right off the bat. Actually blocked pretty well by Carolina on the edge, but X with a good job makes it 2nd down and 3.
Yeah, he could have lost, probably not lost. He could have picked up no yards, 1 yard, but with his effort and vision, he was able to set up some blocks, reverse his field, and pick up 7.
Jalen Brooks splits out way to the right side. Jaheim's in the backfield to the left of Rattler, who's now going to call Juice Wells in a little tighter to his left. 4-man front, running with Jaheim straight up the middle. Good power run. I saw Javon Gwynn part of the process of pushing the file, along with Jalen Nichols. A 2-yard gain on the play, and now we got ourselves a 3rd and short, Tommy.
Yeah, and those are unusual. We can't try anything crazy here, but just do the thing that get us we can pick up that yard and move on.
Legette comes back into the game. It's tied at 7 with 8:30 to go in the first quarter. Number 5 Tennessee in town. They're 9-1. Leggett goes in motion left side. Comes back across the face. Jaheim straight up the middle. Looked like he fumbled the football a little bit. Had it in his belly. They're piled up around the
I don't think they 35,
45-yard line. I don't think he got it at all.
I don't either. No.
So now this, I think I know what Beamer's going to do. That means go for it. They give him a decent spot, but it's still a half-yard short, isn't it?
Yeah, I think that was a fair spot there. I go back to the first one, though. We ended up making the touchdown, but the first spot like that was not good on the previous drive.
Volunteers running some guys out late because Carolina lines up like they're going to go for it. Quickly up to the line of scrimmage. It's that diamond formation. Now Adkins comes over in motion. Right side, penetration again, but Carolina leverage it with Jaheim Bell, all leg drive. Jaheim did that himself because he got hit in the backfield. He needed a half a yard. He got 1. First down, Carolina.
Well, he didn't have a lot to spare.
It was all his running there.
It really was.
Literally had a 300-pounder on his back after he got the ball.
Yeah, we kind of do that all the time on short yardage, so that's probably a tendency of ours, and they load it up in the middle.
The 2 tight ends stay out there, Adkins and Stogner. Stogner's been quiet catching the ball the last couple of weeks. 1st and 10 with Juju in the backfield. They'll fake to him. Spencer's dropping back deep. Deep crossing route. Got his man at the 31 of Tennessee and down. That's Antoine Juice Wells again, his 2nd catch on the day. And he gets a high five from Marcus Satterfield, who walked out on the field to get him. And all of a sudden, there's a flag down thrown around the 49-yard line.
Ineligible receiver downfield, number 54 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Replay, first down.
I want to go back to our boy Rattler, though, Todd. Another great throw that time. Good protection. And but we had, who was it?
Javon Gwynn.
Yeah,
How
Gwynn.
in the world is he down the field on a deep? He actually pulls. He does pull. So it was really an RPO. He's making the fake a little better than he needed to be. He is way down the field, by the way, so it was absolutely the right call. But why he was down there, I have no idea. So the 25-yard completion is null. It's 1st and 15, all the way back at the Gamecock 40-yard line. 4-man rush. Rattler in the pocket again. Down the middle of the field. Caught at the 25. Josh Mann at the 10, 5. Touchdown, Carolina. Touchdown, Josh Mann on the 2nd absolutely brilliantly threaded throw from Spencer Rattler on the night. This one's good for 60 yards. Are you kidding me? The extra point can make it 14-7. They're going back and forth at Willie B. Boom.
What a great
throw.
Great protection. And we're just testing their DBs, and we're winning right now. We said earlier we were going to test their receivers with our DBs. We flipped it on them right now. We're winning, and Rattler's on target, guys. Give him protection. He can throw it.
Mitch Jeter up and good. in the ball game and then some. Nobody getting an advantage here in the first quarter. 6:25 to go. That is an absolute strike on a thin post route, and Josh walks into the end zone.
Todd, 65 yards that time on 5 plays. And again, Spencer Rattler, folks, 5 of 6.
Proud. And this is the first night game that they played this season on the road. Don't get me wrong. The job is not in hand by any means.
No, and they didn't have much trouble with the crowd on offense when they had it. They moved it down the field, 75 yards in 4 plays.
All right, here's Mitch Jeter to kick off. Holiday and Williams set back to receive. Right-footed kicker, end over end, over the head and touchback on the play. So the Vols, who are known for scoring under Josh Heupel better than anybody in the NCAA in the first quarter, are down in the first quarter with 6:25 to go, 14-7. Carolina has scored on their first 2 drives. Not said that much this year, have we, Tom?
I don't think we've said that at all, really. I'd have to go back and check real quick, but a little unusual for us.
All right, here's Jalen Hyatt. Split out to the right side. Jamar Smalls in the backfield. They'll hand to him left side. He scored on a 31-yard touchdown, and this time he pushes up to around the 29-yard line before he drops his shoulder pad. A 4-yard gain on the play. Nick Emanworry on the stop.
5'11", 213, Small.
Hooker fakes it this time. Slant route, got his man at the 35. First down, but tackled from behind. Immediately, Brew McCoy from Southern Cal, he transferred in. Second leading receiver, that's his 47th on the year. 8-yard gain. Back to the ground game, straight up the middle again.
Good stick.
Right around the 40, they take down the back. They have pushed to the 41-yard line. Zach Pickens in on the stop. That's really what they want to do, Tommy, is run up the middle. They spread you out to run up the middle. Hendon Hooker back to work. They run 2.97 plays per minute. Hooker's in some trouble. Flag on the play, gets hit just as he throws it. Delivers a bullet. It's all the way down to the 35-yard line. Looks like it's going to be holding on Tennessee.
Holding, number 76 on the offense.
Yes.
10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay, second down.
I think it's pretty obvious from up here, Todd. You saw it as well as I did, so
Yep.
Good call.
That's one thing about Hooker that I am most impressed with. He absolutely hangs into the pocket at the last minute. They have a short little setup in this Heupel offense. He's only about 4 yards deep. Traditionally, it's 5.5 out of the gun.
Yeah, he's got good feel, too. He can feel the pressure without having to see it.
Second down and 17 after the penalty. Back at their own 30-yard line. Hooker bouncing in the pocket. Under pressure. Take it to the turf. Down goes Hendon Hooker at the 19-yard line. Brad Johnson and Tonka Hemingway team up. -10 on the play, and here comes Tennessee again. That's another All-American Heating and Air sack for soldiers. And another $100 donated to support our veterans. Third down upcoming. 3rd and 27. Go get them, Gamecock Nation. 2 wide receivers to the right, 3 to the left. They're spread out big time. Hooker, wide receiver screen, incomplete. Incomplete. He missed it altogether with Brew McCoy, and it's a punting situation. And look at the balls.
They look
who never leave the field this way. Walk to the sideline.
Todd, they look a little shook right now. And folks, I tell you, we understand. There's a long way to go tonight. But it's kind of funny right now to watch them because they're shrugging their shoulders. They look like it's not what they're used to, and that is the case. It's not what they're used to. And Carolina's certainly not what we used to either. So let's have a little fun.
Here's Paxton Brooks, who's only punted 23 times this year for a 40-yard average. Josh Van set back to receive. He's 7th in the country in punt returns. He takes a fair catch as he dangerously slides over at the last moment at the 36-yard line, but does get it cleanly after the 44-yard punt. So good field position again for the Gamecocks, who lead this 14-7 with 4:33 to go in the first quarter.
17th sack for Carolina this year. Not a lot. Tennessee's allowed 22. That was their 23rd sack of the year.
Right now, the Gamecocks are exploiting this defense to the one weakness they've got. Tommy, they've given up 288 yards a game through the air. The Vols overall one of the best in run stopping, but vulnerable to the pass, and Rattler's been at it so far. 2 touchdown passes, 1st and 10. They run a reverse near sideline, trying to turn the corners. Leggett, they read it well, did the Vols, and knocked him out of bounds.
Tennessee's got good speed like everybody basically does in the SEC on defense, and good example of it there.
-1 on the play. 2nd down and 10 or 11 to go. They do back up the chains. And a little misdirection does not quite work.
Got to have better blocking by our wideouts.
Boy, Tennessee lining up on the line of scrimmage now. Press coverage, 5 guys up there. Bell the lone back. They'll play action to him. Spencer rolling right side. Got to throw it away. He's got it on the far sideline. It's caught. Did he get it?
What a throw.
Oh, what a throw with a man hanging on him. Rattler is absolutely out of his mind right now. A 6-yard gain to Antoine Juice Wells as he literally had a guy hanging on him. Hit him on the comeback route, and now we have a reasonable 3rd and 5 upcoming at Carolina's 41-yard line.
And you know, we've talked about Rattler being able to throw the ball moving both ways. That time rolling to his right, so he had freedom with the right arm to throw without being interfered with, but the guy was all over him back there. Just a good throw, good catch.
Juju comes into the ball game right of Spencer Rattler. 3rd down and 5 with 3:31 to go. Quick throw out to the out edge. And it's a 1st down for Carolina as they get it out past the 46. Juju McDowell with his 19th catch of the year. This one's good for 6 yards. Rattler again, Tommy, right on the outside shoulder, which allowed Juju to make the cut and get the 1st down.
Folks, we say that a lot about Rattler. You just don't understand how important that is.
And how hard it is.
How hard it is, exactly, to not have that guy slow down. Keep his momentum. Don't make him turn around. Just throw a perfect pass to him. Good example of it right there. Pretty good blocking, too, out there. And Juju made a good move to set another block up to pick up the 1st down.
Juju stays in the ball game. Rattler now 7 of 8 on the night. He'll play action again. Drop deep in the pocket. Wants to go crossing route deep down the field at the 19. And again, he's got this time Jalen Brooks.
Are you kidding me?
Rattler. It's left, right, down the middle of the field. And all he's got is another 36-yard gain and a Carolina 1st down.
Great fake that time in the backfield, too. I believe it was to Juju McDowell back there, and it just set up everything. Good blocking up front. This is fun.
The 30th catch of the year for Jalen Brooks. And now I have 3 wide receivers go out to the right side. It's Juice, Amarion Brown, and Stogner working off the left hash mark. 1st and 10 at the Vols 16. Rattler pump fakes. Wants to go fade route, right side, jump ball, incomplete. Wells, the intended receiver, and just slightly underthrown on the play. A good move by Wells.
Tell you though, Todd, a little bit underthrown, but still a good throw because he had a linebacker in his face that time. He was more or less leaning back, still was able to have a good touch on it, just not quite enough. And the defender over there, I'm not sure who it was, maybe Haddon, was able to get up and knock it back too. So really 2 or 3 guys making good plays there.
They went for the jugular there after the big gain. Brings up 2nd down and 10. Gamecocks could get a 1st down if they got inside the 6-yard line of the Vols. Juju and Jaheim in the ball game. Rattler splits him now, sends Jaheim out in motion right side. They throw it to him. Wide receiver screen gets 1 block. Jaheim can't get away from the first ball to get there. And around the 12-yard line, they take him to the turf for a 4-yard gain.
He didn't put a little mustard on that. He needed to do a little juking and jiving over there or something that time to try to evade that tackler, but really just did and kind of slowed up a little bit there too. He's done that a little bit recently on a couple runs. So here we go. This is fun.
7th play of the drive. 1:37 to go in the 1st quarter. Carolina threatening again when they've got their 14-7 lead, but it's 3rd and 6. Ball to 12. They need to get inside the Tennessee 6. Juju's in the backfield. 4 wide receivers. They're all tight. 4-man rush. Thrown out in the flat. Caught at the 11. Give him a cut. He does it to 5. Does it. Touchdown Carolina. Touchdown Juju McDowell. This one from 11 yards out. Watch out. This place may fall to the turf. Touchdown Carolina. Touchdown Juju McDowell. The extra point will make it 21-7. with 1:15 to go in the first quarter.
Look at those orange jerseys over there. Welcome to Willie B on a Saturday night.
Oh, what a cut after the catch. That's why you have those athletes out on the edge. Here's Mitch Jeter. The cockpit says it's good. It is. 3 drives by these teams. All scores for the Gamecocks. Tennessee on their second drive. We're taken out. 7 plays, 64 yards. And the Gamecocks lead it 21-7. Let's go down to Jamar on the Carolina Honda Powerhouse sideline report. Jamar, I don't know if there's secret sauce to stop the Tennessee offense, but clearly the secondary for the Vols is vulnerable.
Absolutely. When we're able to get out into space and make moves and hit it going downhill, we have opportunities to be successful. But again, I can't not talk about the offensive line and how hard they're fighting. Is it perfect? Absolutely no. But we're showing something tonight that we didn't show last week, which is just fight. If you fight, you have an opportunity.
I agree. The protection for Rattler, really except for 2 plays, has been exceptional. Man, I'm not even sure I knew how good the cut was at the 10-yard line. Excellent job by Juju McDowell. And now Jeter to kick off towards that north end zone with that 21-7 lead. A liner up into the night air. Bounces on the R of Carolina on the logo and out of the back for another touchback.
Todd, I think Jamar, someone mentioned this earlier, that a key to this successful passing game has been Atkins, number 44, the tight end that is transferred in here last year, or this year rather, and we line him up all over the place. But with the schemes we're running now, we're able to use him as a blocking back, not just blocking on the edge and all, and that has helped Rattler in his protection a lot. So good scheme there, and Rattler 10 of 12, 185 yards and 3 touchdowns. So can't do much better. Now we got to play that defense again.
Hold your breath. Here comes Hendon Hooker in this offense. Working out of that short set. Takes Jalen Hyatt over to the right side. Wright's in the backfield, but he wants to throw it, and he's got Hyatt out on the edge at the 29. Carolina's there. Hyatt to the turf. And a nice job by Cam Smith, their longtime rivals.
Boy, they got after each other. Hyatt got up and tried to get after him then, and Cam just kind of bowed his chest up. So we'll see probably a couple flags there before the night's over. Hyatt
helped his offense at Dutch Fork win back-to-back state championships as the all-time leading receiver for Tom Knotts. He's in the slot to the right side, now splits out further to the right. He's got 15 touchdowns. Hooker with the fake inside again. Wants to go down the middle of the field. Nobody there. Incomplete pass.
I think that was going to be designed for Hyatt over here, Todd, but Cam Smith got him out of his route. He stood him up. He had no place to go. He could not get into his distant route there. So another good play by Cam Smith.
With 34 seconds remaining in the first quarter, and Carolina leading 21-7. Here comes a 3rd down for the Vols. 3rd and 5. They substituted some guys that slowed them down for the moment. Go get them, Gamecocks. Let them hear you.
Get another sack, guys. Get another sack.
Jalen Wright in the ball game, the 205-pounder from Durham, North Carolina, to the right of Hendon Hooker. Carolina's up at the line of scrimmage, playing 0. Hendon Hooker in the pocket, crossing route, incomplete.
Oh, no,
On the play. It'll be pass interference. They couldn't wait to call it. And I'm not sure it wasn't, but DQ Smith on the coverage, on 0 coverage.
Pass interference on the defense, number 27. The ball will be placed at the spot of the foul, automatic first down.
He couldn't have caught that pass if he was 11 feet tall.
Yeah, and only if DQ would have known it as well. We're getting the replay.
Well, on second thought, he could have. Sorry.
Hendon doesn't miss by much when he does.
Yeah.
Right hand around, a right hand on the hip. So now it's 1st and 10 for the Vols. And it'll be handoff right side right. Turns a corner and up to around the 50-yard line before Zach Pickens gets his big paws around his ankles. 6-yard gain on the play. If you hadn't figured it out, Tennessee goes in a hurry. Hendon, wide receiver screen thrown out near sideline. Boy, they're so good at it, Tommy. That's all they do is work that wide receiver screen. It's just 2-on-2. One blocker, one receiver. And Squirrel White, can you believe that?
That's the end of the
freshman
first quarter.
From Birmingham makes the catch. It'll be 1st and 10, but that's the end of the first quarter. And look at this team of the Gamecocks come out to midfield to meet their defense, knowing there's a challenge. Tennessee's got the ball on the Gamecock side of the field, but Carolina's got the lead. 21-7. We'll be back for the second quarter. This is Carolina football from Learfield. Carolina's up 21-7, and we're about to start the second quarter of play. Tennessee on the move, however. 1st and 10 as we flip ends of the field. Hendon Hooker steps into the shotgun with his back towards the south end zone. He's looking towards the fairgrounds. Fakes inside. Wants to go down the field. Quick out route towards the Tennessee bench. Caught at the Carolina 38-yard line by Cedric Tillman. As we mentioned, came back against Kentucky. He was out versus Mizzou and back in this ball game. After the catch, 2nd and 4. Hooker will go to the ground game again. Straight up the middle, that's Jalen Wright. He creases the Gamecocks and almost got past Eman Worry, who took him to the turf. A 9-yard gain on the play and a ball 1st down at the Carolina 29-yard line. 3 wide receivers, 2 to the left side. Hooker looks back over to the sideline. He's got a big tight end sitting over here on the left side. And Jaden Wright is the tailback to his right. Carolina crowding the line of scrimmage. Press coverage on the outside by the Gamecock corners. Hooker, fake, looking left side, throws a quick option route. Got his man at the 21-yard line, then taken to the turf. And that's Jalen Hyatt for the second catch on the night. We were playing way off of him on that one, Tommy. Allowed him to catch that little zone route. And Hooker back to work again. Run game. Oh, clipped down from behind. Nicely done. TJ Sanders came in and got the ankle of Jalen Wright. And a short run of 1 yard. 2nd and 9 for the Vols. Just underway in the second quarter. 21-7. Hendon Hooker looking inside route. Caught at the 11. Turning up and then taken to the turf quickly on the play.
Well, it's advantage, Todd, of them lining up so far out there, too.
Hooker back to work after the catch. Run game inside. Oh, man. Eman Worry just drilled along with Sherrod Green, Jalen Wright, but he pops up. Hooker wants to go again quickly. Up to the line, it's Jalen Wright again, and a stick at the line of scrimmage. Boy, somebody came in there. That was DQ Smith and absolutely unloaded on Wright. Back-to-back plays for number 20, taking it in the teeth, but he's still in the ball game.
Good play by Edmond, too, on that one.
2nd and goal at the 3-yard line. Down 14, the Vols facing that student section. Hooker looking left side. Tip down, Sherrod Green batted the ball down. The linebacker stepped up in the line of the throw. They wanted to go to the big tight end. They couldn't get to him. And now it's 3rd and goal from the 3-yard line. Boy, forcing a field goal here would be unbelievable, assuming they didn't go for it. 2 wide receivers, 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Hooker can run it himself. He's not done much of that tonight. Drops back, looking right side. Wants it across the back of the end zone. Incomplete. Incomplete on the crossing route to Cedric Tillman.
And Todd, he missed him. He was wide open.
He just gunned it, and it sailed on him a little bit and into the student section. Here's 4th down, and Hooker's still in the field.
Yeah, they got to go for it. They're looking for style points, folks, because of everything that happened today. So, come on, 12th man. We got our own here in Columbia. Get at it. They are right in front of the students.
Tennessee's having some trouble deciding what to do. Now they call a late play. Carolina rushes Jordan Birch in there to the lineup. Cedric Tillman pops out left side. Carolina's not sure whether they want to call timeout or not. Getting a man off late. Split out. 2 wide receivers over the right side. Now timeout.
Yeah, that was wise.
I'm not sure who was worse, them or us, in getting lined up.
Or who called it. I think you called it.
Timeout. South Carolina.
That was wise.
Tennessee had their problems too. Will step away 4th and goal from the 3. And what do you think they'll do? They're 67% on 4th down this season, like 18 of 27.
Yeah, they scored 95% of the time inside the red zone, and 80% of those are touchdowns. So, no, I'm not. And they're high-powered. They're a little out of sync right now, and I think a good example of that was the last play here because he was open. He had beaten our corner, and I think Hooker, feeling a little pressure when it wasn't there, just missed it. So let's see what they do now. They're a good offensive team, very good offensive team.
So 2 backs. Now we'll split out to the right side. Jalen Wright's in the backfield. 4 wide receiver set. Hooker out of the shotgun, looking left side. Fade route, left side. Caught. Touchdown. Cedric Tillman. Perfect throw. We were covered with Cam Smith. Got the left hand up, but Tillman came down with it. The extra point will make it 21-14. That's how close the difference is. Just inches away, and Hooker put it in a perfect spot.
Yeah, 2 good ones on each other that time, and just a good throw, and wow, so close. So close.
Can't get any better on that on the coverage. Just great throw, great catch. And here's Chase McGrath to try to put a cap on it. Tell me that thing was 14 plays, 75 yards on that drive. McGrath towards the north student section. Up and good. And now we're back to a 7-point game with 12:24 to go in the first half at Williams-Brice Stadium. Temperature's cool, but a beautiful night. It's in the 40s. But these 2 teams have been heated up. Only 1 drive by the Vols has not resulted in a score. And the Gamecocks have scored each time they've touched it tonight. And absolutely, Spencer Rattler could light up the night if you turned off all the lights again here at Williams-Brice Stadium.
Yeah, Hooker 9 of 13, 65 yards and 1 touchdown pass. Rattler 10 of 12, 185 with 3 touchdown passes. So, as we said, Spencer, he's put it all over the field too. And as far as who's catching it, he had 10 different receivers so far. I'm sorry, 7 different receivers tonight so far for Spencer Rattler. That's nice distribution right there.
So it's Paxton Brooks and a pooch kick. And it's taken at the 26-yard line by Austin Stogner. A fair catch. And the Gamecocks will come back out on the field. So far, they're not kicking to one of the top return teams in the country. Top 10, one of 5 top 10 specialty teams for Shane Beamer and Pete Lembo. Just second to Notre Dame in block kicks and punts. One of the best kickoff return defenses in the country as well. Punt is number 7 in the country. All right, 1st and 10 for Spencer Rattler. They bring a man in motion. They fake to him on the speed sweep. Now quick out route towards the Gamecock bench.
Catch.
Caught on a deep out route. A foot off the ground as Antoine Juicewells put his fingers around it just like they teach you. And Rattler put it in the one place on the comeback route that nobody could get it from Tennessee. 11-yard gain and a Carolina first down.
Called it thumbs in, that, as Todd called it, folks. Not into the body, but thumbs in the hands.
Jaheim Bell in the backfield, but Rattler wants to throw again. Quick out route, got his man. There's Nate Atkins. And Nate puts his shoulder into a Volunteer who tries to take him down. Not a good choice for the Volunteer. Atkins, that's all he does for a living is bang into people in that H spot. And he did there on the sideline. Good for 8 yards. 2nd down and short.
6'3", 252, Atkins.
Boy, single coverage on the outside. Rattler will run it, though. Jaheim straight up the middle. They get the first down. Good hard run that time by Jaheim. He got 3 when he needed really 1.5 or so, and they moved the chains for the Gamecocks.
A little more patience that time, too, Todd. He kind of veered to the outside a little bit because he wasn't rushing to get in that hole, because originally where it was designed was no hole, really, and he kind of moved off the left rear of the tackle, I believe, on that side to pick up a little yard. Maybe the guard, but regardless, good run. Rattler
now over 200 yards passing on the night, but De'Kerion Joyner comes back in. He'll work out of the shotgun. Speed sweep, right side handoff. Gets a block. Inside the 45, 40, 30, 25. Amirion Brown at the 20-yard line. Down to about the 18. You cannot block it any better on the edge than they did right there. And the speedster turned it up for a 34-yard gain.
I tell you, Todd, great call, because that's a problem we've had this year. We really haven't blocked that well, but as I said often, a lot of times the wideout with the ball can set up those blocks, and Amarion Brown that time did that. He dipped it in, dipped it out, just really good play.
Jaheim Bell with a great block. Adkins with a great block. Here's Juju and Jaheim both in the backfield now. They'll sweep it, now run reverse, now throw it to Rattler. Rattler at the 5, take it down at the 4-yard line. He tried to cut back. So again, the Gamecocks break it out to trickeration, and this one's good for 15 yards. And DeKerion Joyner with another completion, his second of this season. Tommy, DK is now 11 of the last 11, and we almost had a touchdown there.
Plus, we got a punter that's 3 of 3 this
5
year.
of 5.
So, whatever the hell they are, I don't know what they're doing, but I tell you, I don't understand it.
It's just a lot. It's good.
It's just a lot.
All right, DK's going to go in at quarterback. Carolina's got it 1st and goal at the 4. They lead it 21-14. Jaheim Bell's in the backfield. They'll go speed sweep again. And that's Amarion Brown cutting back, reaching for the end zone. Can't quite get there. He'll go down to the 1-yard line. All that speed, and he cut it back, Tommy. He couldn't get loose from the last guy. A 3-yard gain. No, it'll be 2nd and goal from the 1.
Todd, we run them side to side right now. West Coast, East Coast is what we're doing, left, right. And that's nice, because our guys are doing a good job blocking out there on the edges and in space, too. So here we go. 2nd down, about what, Todd, a foot?
Yeah, you're right. It is a lot less than a yard. And DeKerion's going to stay in at quarterback. That means likely out of the gun. Jaheim Bell is to his left. Just one wide receiver with Leggett split out to the right side. Shotgun snap. Bell.
Touchdown.
No.
Touchdown.
DeKerion behind him.
Beautiful.
Touchdown, Carolina. Touchdown, DeKerion Joyner. That's his first of the year on the ground. He caught a touchdown pass from Kai Kroger last week on a fake punt. And DK on senior night contributing in a big way. The extra point will make it 28-14 with 9:06 to go in the 2nd quarter.
I want to know who that is out there in those Garnet uniforms. Because I tell you, this is a team I just haven't seen this year on offense.
I've never taken a psychotic drug, but this feels like it this season. Up, down, all over the place. What in the world? Where did this offense come from? Where did these play calls come from? And where did this performance come from? Mitch Jeter does it again, and Carolina's now back up 14, 28-14. DeKerion right behind Bell. What a nice play call. As Tommy mentioned, we've had in quite some time.
Well, it really is. And I tell you, other thing, our tempo's better. We're not going to the line of scrimmage holding, waiting 20 seconds to get the play in. We look like we're scripted pretty well, simplified everything. But we've got 288 yards in total offense right now. That was more than the entire game against A&M, where we had 286. Missouri, we only had 203 and only had 32 yards rushing. And last week we had 237. And now, again, we got 288 and we got 905 to go in the 2nd quarter. I do not know where this came from, but I hope we keep it the rest of this game. And clearly we've established ourselves and got something here we can build on. But let's hang on, guys. It's a long way to go.
Mitch Jeter to kick off for the Gamecocks. He's put them all in the back of the end zone for Jimmy Holiday and D. Williams. He runs up, kicks towards the south end zone. It's a boomer. Low line driver, about 15 yards over the head of Williams. Touchback on the play. Boy, both these quarterbacks, Tommy, amazing. Hooker, 9 of 13, just 65 yards, though, and a touchdown. Rattler, 12 of 14, 204 and 3. 2nd time in the season he's thrown for 3 touchdowns. It's the 7th time in his career he's thrown for at least 3 or more.
I tell you the other thing about both these guys too, Todd's great throwing motions. They throw it up around the ear, got quick releases, 2 very talented throwing, passing quarterbacks.
Hendon Hooker, a Heisman Trophy candidate. Takes his team 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. Brings a man in motion. They go wide receiver screen, thrown out to the right side. That's Jalen Hyatt, who turns the corner, and on the far sideline by the Tennessee bench gets run out of bounds. But the speedster, who's got 15 touchdowns on the year, gains 16 on that one. That's his average reception. And the ball's right back to work. Press coverage on the outside by Carolina. Run inside. And I tell you, the Gamecock defense, Tommy, since that first 31-yard touchdown run, has really done better inside. Obviously, they're on an island themselves, really, like the defensive backs. MJ Webb made that last stop. Hooker wants to go through work again through the air. Overthrows his intended receiver on the post route. Hyatt was the intended receiver, and Marcellus Dial was on him that time.
I tell you, Dial was all step for step with him too, Todd.
And I saw Hyatt run track in high school. He is an absolute blister. Zach Pickens is in the ball game now, and it's 3rd down and 7. 8:26 to go in the second quarter. Carolina up 28-14. The Vols 1 of 3 on the night. Jabari Smalls to the right. Hendon Hooker. Here comes Carolina. Hooker in the pocket, en route. He took his knee down. That's short of it. It's at the 49-yard line. He needed to get right at the 50, and Cedric Tillman had to come back for the football and could not turn. So it's 4th and 1. The ball's right up to the line of scrimmage. Hooker, quarterback sneak. He pressed into Gamecock territory and got the first down. No problem at all for the big quarterback, 6'4", 218 pounds. Last season against Carolina, he rushed 20 times for 66 yards and a touchdown. He was also 17 of 23 for 225 and 3 touchdowns through the air. Go back to work here. Wants to throw. Carolina up the middle in the blitz. Goes down the field. Long passing route and out of bounds. Bounces harmlessly around the 5-yard line. Jalen Hyatt again. And Tommy, that's what you have to do with this offense. They're going to throw dimes on you occasionally. But if you can run with their wide receivers, you make Hendon Hooker almost be perfect. And he can be perfect. He's going to miss occasionally.
Yeah, he's a very talented quarterback. That time I didn't quite understand because it looked like maybe Hyatt stopped or slowed up over there because the ball was not out of bounds. I thought it was initially. He just didn't get to it. But regardless, good defensive play.
Dylan Sampson checks in. He's got a whopping 6.7 yards per carry average. 3 seconds left on the play clock. Hooker trying to tell him to snap. No, that should have been delayed. They don't let it go. No, they do. They do call it. Or did they get timeout?
Timeout. Tennessee. They're first.
Yeah, Williams-Brice goes to work.
Yep.
Nice job, crowd. 7:42 to go in the first half. Carolina up 28-14. You heard it right. Over number 5, Tennessee. We'll be back. This is Carolina football from Learfield. And it's a long way from over, but the Gamecocks are up 28-14 on number 5, Tennessee.
Yeah, and we all know that this has got a long way to go, folks. Only 7:45 to go in the second quarter, but it's been fun so far, and it's something to build on as we go forward in this game and also next week and hopefully the bowl game as well. But these kids like to have a little fun, and we just got to keep playing hard and realize we can win this football game.
Sampson still in it, tailback. Hendon Hooker's going to run himself left side, tries to turn the corner. They flip him to the turf, but he does get into Gamecock territory around the 44-yard line after the 5-yard run. And the Vols jump back into their lineup in a hurry. Jordan Birch on a nice stop on Hooker. 3rd down and 4. Vols 1 of 4. Shotgun snap. Hooker looking right side. Slant route caught. Golly, with a perfect throw. Still on his feet. Now there's a flag on the play. And they may be calling. Oh, this would be devastating here. It might be targeting on the Gamecocks. As Princeton Fant, the tight end.
Personal foul, targeting number 21 on the defense. The previous play is under further review.
The official review is brought to you by Cool Care Heating and Air. Have Cool Care provide a free estimate or a second opinion. Cool Care offers 100% financing with credit approval. Check them out online at coolcarehvac.com to schedule a visit today. Tommy, there was a slant route on the play. And often that brings a hit from your safety. And boy, Fant drops his head. Eman Worry drops his head. It's certainly helmet-to-helmet contact. Let's go down on our Carolina Honda Powerhouse sideline report. Jamar, what do you think as you're getting a look at the replay?
Well, so as we know, defenders are at a severe disadvantage on all these types of plays. But like you said, the offensive player did drop his head. And here's the thing. For it to be targeted, he needs to launch himself. As you can see, he's turning his head to the side to try to initiate contact with the shoulder. So we've seen these plays get overturned before, so hopefully it'll do the same for us tonight.
Yeah, Tommy, they've been more apt to overturn these calls, right to call them, and then turn them over this year when I've watched other games and our games as well. Though we, luckily for these players and everybody, there hadn't been that many in Gamecock football games this year. And Fant with a great catch. How about that throw from Hendon Hooker? Great coverage again, and he threaded the needle.
Yeah, he's a target thrower and just a great player. And, you know, these are hard calls to look at. And I just, Jamar, here we go. Here's the call.
After further review, targeting by number 21 is confirmed with the crown of the helmet.
Oh, God.
That penalty is half the distance to the goal. First down.
Oh, He-Man Worry is upset too, and so is the coaching staff. Shane Beamer comes over to speak to the official, David Smith, and I can see it being called that way. That is devastating for the Gamecocks, who are short in the secondary to begin with, and E-Man Worry playing as good as anybody in the conference at that position, and that forces DQ back to safety on this vicious Tennessee wide receiver core. Now we're out of man.
I don't agree with that one. I tell you, I don't agree. I mean, the defensive guy has no chance on those plays. That's bam plays. They took. I mean, I don't know. I've been so wrong this year on replays, but I don't understand it.
Now Peyton Williams is in. I'm not sure he's played other than special teams. At safety, with the ball's in town, 1st and 10. At the Carolina 14-yard line. He's got a Heisman Trophy candidate across from him and a couple All-American wide receivers. Good gracious. Tennessee, unlike them, taking a lot of time. Sampson's the back in the backfield. They'll hand to him. Left side, bouncing behind those white jerseys and orange helmets. Carolina pulling at his hips, trying to pull him backwards. He does gain a couple on the play before Brad Johnson and Sherrod Green make a stop on him. So the Volunteers not only got a first down when a Fant catch, they get E-Man Worry out of the ball game. They go back to the ground game again, straight up the middle. DK Smith comes up and takes Sampson to the turf after a 2-yard gain. And here comes third down again. Debo Williams checks in.
One thing you know for sure, folks, down here, they're in 4-down territory, no question about it. They got to get style points. We've said that often, but it's the truth. Now they're down 2 touchdowns, so they don't get it here, they'll go for 4.
3rd and 4 to go at the Gamecock 8-yard line. They could get to the Gamecock 4 and make a first down. 2 wide receivers over to the right side. Looks like man coverage on both sides. 2 to the left. Hooker looks back at the sideline. Pump fakes. Now wants to roll right, set up screen play. Boom! Blown up at the 10-yard line. Dylan Sampson, they set the screen play up right. And Cam Smith came up and smelled it. -2 on the play. And it looks like the field goal unit will come out for Tennessee. Carolina could hold them to 3. What a great read and a surprising call by Tennessee.
And surprise right here, but at the same time, I think what this does, Todd, is gives our offense credit, because if they didn't make it, our offense is playing so well, they feel like they got to get points in this game. That's how this game has changed so much momentum-wise.
Chase McGrath with a 27-yard field goal towards the north end zone. And McGrath, who was 14 of 18, is now 15 of 19. And they get 3 on the board. The Gamecocks get a hold deep in their territory after losing E-Man Worry. And with 4:58 to go, the score is 28 Carolina, Tennessee 17. This is Carolina football from Learfield. E-Man Worry with any substantial playing time in the red zone against Tennessee and does a good job. Part of it because Cam Smith came up on the screenplay and lit up the tailback, Sampson. But still, to come into that situation, what a great job by a young player.
No question about it. And Who thought he'd be in here tonight, but he is. And that's why you come here and why you go to college football.
Here's Paxton Brooks. He's going to pooch one up, and it'll be a fair caught at the 17-yard line by Josh Van. Josh has got a touchdown catch on the night and is good at, flat out good at fair catching, as he's our punt returner as well.
Yeah, he's had a good year returning punts. He's had 10 punt returns, averaging 15.1 yards per carry. 37-yard punt return against Florida. So Josh Van really doing well this year.
Yeah, 7th in the country.
Yep. Had one reception night for 60 yards, so, and a touchdown.
DeCarrion Joyner comes back in for South Carolina at quarterback. He's 1 of 1 on the night through the air. And they'll fake the speed sweep, and it'll be DK up the middle. Boy, he's lit up.
Yeah,
that's going to be lost yardage play there because Dazon Terry beat the blocker and took his 321-pound frame and took DK to the turf. -1, 2nd and 11 upcoming.
Yeah, he kind of missed the hole that time. Need to move it to the outside, but honestly, he may not have had a chance to do that because the defensive play was so quick.
They are deep in the defensive tackle spot. They're not getting Spencer Rattler much tonight. He's back in the lineup at quarterback with Jaheim Bell. Spencer buckles on the face mask, looking left side, got an in route. Oh, that was tipped at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah. Yep.
Boy, he had an open wide receiver too. And that might have been Juice on the dig route. And Dazon Terry makes back-to-back plays. One with a stop. He's actually Leggett, the intended receiver, and that ball hit harmlessly to the turf after Dazon Terry batted it down. Now it's 3rd and 11.
I tell you, he's a good play design. We're running some wide outs, some guys in motion all out in the flats. That's taking the linebackers with them and really creating a nice core throwing lane, except for that big old Paul that knocked it down.
Just a 3-man front for Tennessee this time. They empty the backfield, now bring Atkins in, and the Gamecocks want a timeout. That's their final one of the half with 4:16 remaining. The Vols, for the first time, got in a 3-man front. We pulled Atkins back to block. And that's the problem, Tommy, without having Marshawn Lloyd and CBS. It's not just the run game. People who talk to us during the week sometimes wonder, what's Dante Miller doing? What's Rashad Amos doing? What are all our running backs? Lavoisier, Carroll, why are they not playing? Why is Jaheim in there? Well, Jaheim's pretty darn good, first of all. But the next reason is that you've got to be able to block, protect. You've got to know the schemes, the protection schemes as well. It's not like high school when you can sweep it to a guy, and if he's dominant, he can make plays. So you got to be ready in all those phases.
You do, and it's the same thing with wideouts. I mean, you not only got to catch the ball and run good patterns, but you got to block out there in space when they come your way with the ball. So it's bigger than just catching it or running with it.
All right, here we go. 3rd down and 11. Spencer Rattler, fade route, right side. Caught at the 40. Oh, it's knocked away in a flag. Flag is thrown. I thought he juggled it. Jaheim Bell on the edge, trying to pull the football in. It was a perfectly thrown ball. Let's check the flag.
Holding. Number 8 on the defense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
I didn't see that hole. It's right in front of us, but we're about around the moon somewhere, so hard to see from up here. But I did think he had the chance to catch it and just bobbled it right at the last minute. But, Todd, you called it where he put his hand in there and knocked it away, I think.
Brandon Turnage on the cover. He and Jaheim have battled a couple times tonight. That appears to be the weak link of the group back there. He is one big guy at 6'1", 186. And after the first down, it'll be Jaheim left side. He breaks one tackle and then drags the ball for a couple more. And we'll call it a 4-yard gain on the play. And there's some pushing and shoving with 4 minutes exactly to go in the second quarter. Carolina up 28-17.
Well, it'd be nice to get some points on the board right at the end of the first half. We got a chance with the time. We got some timeouts left, too.
No, we have no timeouts remaining.
That's right.
The Gamecocks have run it out. The Vols certainly do. They may try to stop the clock, and we do not. But, Tommy, you're also right because Tennessee's got the ball to start the second half. Use some points here. Spencer in the pocket, got time. Fade route again, right side. Right on the mark, but out over the outstretched hands of Juice Wells. Some pulling in all directions. Push, pull, and one hand on Brandon Turnage, and it's incomplete. That's okay. Spencer's on right now, and that was right on the spot. I'll take it every time. We just didn't bring that one in.
The only thing you want to do maybe differently is throw it short and let him come back at it. And sometimes when you do that, you get a pass interference call. But regardless, it's okay. You're right, Todd. Just throw it out there where the only person can catch it is our guy.
3rd down and 6 for the Gamecocks. They're at their own 38-yard line. Nate Atkins alone back in the backfield with Spencer Rattler. Takes the football out of the gun, bouncing. Now he's going to run out left side, trying to get to the marker. Goes and stiff arms the ball, and on the far sideline, gets to the marker and runs out of bounds.
They don't give us that spot. I'm going to go down there and talk to the official.
They cannot. There was no sliding involved in that one.
He got it.
It is 1st down, Carolina. And Spencer Rattler comes up pumping his fist.
This guy can run enough to be effective, and that was a good example of it right there.
Needed 6, he got 7, and it's 1st and 10 Carolina with 3 minutes remaining. No timeouts here in the first half. Gamecocks up 28-17. 6th play of the drive upcoming. Rattler now 12 of 16, 204, and 3 touchdowns. He wants to throw again. Got to slide up in the pocket again. Oh, and Spencer Rattler is hit hard in the backfield.
That not targeting? I don't think it was.
Into the chest of Rattler, I believe, a tremendous hit by Tamarion McDonald. I don't know if Rattler thought he could shake loose of him after the pump fake or was just holding on to the, no, he never saw him.
Yeah,
he never saw him.
Holding on the defense, number 5. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot, automatic 1st down.
You know, Todd, a lot of people wouldn't understand your comment about he never saw him because he's right in front of him. But, folks, I asked you to hold your hand up in front of your face, and either you see what's way down the field or you see your fingers. And sometimes you'd be so focused downfield to that receiver, you don't see the person right in front of you. It happens.
And that person happened to be 6'2", 200 pounds.
Bigger my hand?
Yeah, a little bit.
But you know what I'm saying.
No, of course I do. We've both been there before.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
right.
it
That's
happens
my whole
all.
point. I mean, people say, why the heck didn't he see him? Well, you're so focused downfield, you don't see that big old hand of that big old guy.
All right, after the penalty, they moved the clock to 2:46. It was holding on the defense. Rattler gets up, shockingly. Is still, no, he's not in the lineup. DK comes in. Jaheim Bell is in there, and Juju McDowell. Now Rattler is in at quarterback. He pump fakes. He wants to go down the field. He's got juice at the 31. He couldn't bring it in. It was slightly behind him, and Tennessee came over the top. It was the pump fake on the wide receiver screen, and maybe just slightly behind Juice Wells with the rare drop.
It possibly could have thrown it a little bit earlier, but he had a guy coming somewhat in his face. He had to move around in the pocket a little bit, buy a little time. So
Juice has got to catch that.
Yeah.
He's the leading receiver on this football team. He had nearly as many receptions, 43, as the next 2 Gamecocks combined coming into tonight. And he's got 3 for 30 yards. He just let one get to the turf. All right, 2nd and 10. Blitz by Tennessee. Rattler in the pocket. Going down the field. It's Wells again at the 20. He's caught it and comes out of bounds about the 18-yard line. Rattler strikes again. McDonald was on the coverage. It's good for 27 yards and a Carolina 1st down, and I believe a ball is down on the Gamecock sideline.
Todd, he had Van open across the middle too. And Tennessee looks to be, I don't know about confused back there, but our pass routes and our guys are running excellent routes, but he could have gone kind of a deep slant route sort of to Van or go to Wells, but went to Wells. Good catch, good execution, guys.
Yeah, that's Turnage, who's been picked on here tonight, the junior from Oxford, Mississippi. He went to Alabama and then came to the Tennessee program, and he's on the bench or on the ground near the Gamecock bench. Actually, Shane Beamer leans down to speak to him.
Todd, so far tonight, Rattler 13 of 18, 231 yards, 3 touchdown passes. Brown has rushed the ball 3 times for 39. Joyner 4 for 19. Rattler himself 2 for 14. Passing department, we now have 9 different receivers who've caught it. Wells has caught 3. Bell has caught 2. Wells has caught 4. Bell 2. McDowell 2. Van 1. Brooks 1. Kenyon 1. Rattler has caught 1. Atkins 1 and Leggett 1.
Gamecocks with 325 yards of total offense. Let's go down to our Carolina Honda Powerhouse sideline report. And Jamar, I'm not going to let you do it because I'm going to be first this time. the protection tonight has been exceptional for Spencer Rattler, and I want to concur what you've been saying, because Rattler, although he took the incredible hit, that was not a protection issue. He just rolled right and missed the guy, but what a great job of the offensive line tonight.
Absolutely, and what they've done is they've instituted a slide more than anything else, and all 4 guys are getting help, which sometimes puts a guy on the edge by himself, but that 9 times out of 10, that's Atkins, and that's the add-on rusher that's coming. So we've been able to alter our protection a little bit to be able to give Spencer more time to get the ball down the field.
Tommy, right now, the Vols, who give up 288 yards a game passing, they've already given up 246 to Spencer Rattler on the evening. And Turnage must be really hurt, by the way. We are not neglecting his
Todd,
health.
The other thing I've noticed tonight, and I do not know this for sure, but it seems that we're spreading the field better with our receivers, and they're not even close to each other. We're all over the field with them, so that gives us more throwing territory. And I like what we're doing there too. And they're taking, they're taking him off.
Yeah, Turnage going to the locker room, which if he's going towards the Gamecocks portion of the locker room, he's going to the X-rays, which is likely. That looked like a lower leg injury. And they'll take him out of that south tunnel where the Gamecocks come in and out of. But right now, Carolina's still got some work to do with 2:30 to go in the first half, up 28-17 over number 5 Tennessee. The Vols in their all white tonight and orange helmets. Carolina in all garnet with black helmets. 8th play of the drive upcoming. The carry-on's coming in at the Wildcat. Rattler's actually split out left side. They fake the speed sweep, handoff right side. Oh man, what a great play by Tennessee. Juju McDowell, they tried to get him out the back door, Tommy, and Ja'Kai Moore just got absolutely ate up by the Vols.
Timeout.
That time.
Tennessee.
Man, oh man.
I believe Harrison, the defensive end, was the guy that made the stop that time, replacing Young. But yeah, I still think we got to, at that play, Todd, we got to let DK throw it. He's got to fake it and he's got to throw it. Not anything complicated, but throw it. And I think now's would be a great time to do that.
He's thrown one tonight, but he came on the reverse to do so, to throw it to Spencer Rattler on some trickeration. Hey, don't forget, coming up at halftime, we'll have our Bud Light report. And, of course, Chris Miller will have you everything you need to know on the Wicked Weed scoreboard, along with Bruce Brumfeld, the CEO, founder, and everything else that's Founders Federal Credit Union. We'll get to visit with him a little bit about their unit sponsorship. And, Tommy, you can't forget, too, besides a national television audience that we try to ignore, and our folks listen to us all the time, we've got great recruits here tonight as well. Carolina back on the field. Rattler's in at quarterback now. 2nd down and 10. He wants to go to work left side. Back shoulder throw at the goal line.
Touchdown!
Touchdown!
Got it!
Touchdown, Carolina!
Can you believe that
From
throw?
18 yards out to Josh Vann. His 2nd on the night. Spencer Rattler and Josh Vann are synced up, and so is this stadium.
35. Are you kidding me?
With 2:04 to go in the 2nd quarter, the Gamecocks could make it 35-17. And Spencer Rattler literally floating past the back of that end zone right now, congratulating Vann. Oh my, hurt me. Here's Mitch Jeter now to attempt the extra point. Got it. Gamecocks were not going to just go quietly into the locker room at halftime. They have put 35 points on the number 5 team in the country. Let's go to Chris Miller now and give us an update of what he might be showing us on our Bud Light halftime report. He'll have a full scoring set, highlights from this ball game, and more.
Yeah, Wicked Weed College scoreboard right now. Arkansas all over number 14 Ole Miss, 21-3. That is one we'll be keeping an eye on. What's been a wild day in the SEC so far, Todd.
5 straight drives tonight, all touchdowns for Carolina, Tommy. One from 25, one from 35, one from 36. The points on the board that they do it. And Carolina's not seeing Kai Kroger out on the field, and here comes Mitch Jeter. Jeter will run up, kick towards that south end zone, and out of the back of it. Touchback.
Todd, I was at City Council this week, and I want to thank Mayor Rickman and the entire City Council for making it Tommy Suggs Day. And I was receiving my award, and one of the members, Reverend McDowell, was talking about Benedict College going undefeated and winning their conference. And I told him afterwards, I said, I don't know what they got over there, but we need some of it. And so we must have some of that tonight because, and I want to congratulate Benedict. I know you do too, Dr. Rosalind Artis and that whole crowd over there done a great job.
Going over there.
Yeah,
good
great
job by them.
But wow, this is fun so far, folks.
All right, the Vols got one timeout, and Hendon Hooker at the helm. They scored their first drive with 1:04 off the clock. Let's see what he does here. Inside crossing route caught at the 32-yard line. Cedric Tillman pulled down immediately on the play by Marcellus Dial. It's an 8-yard gain on the play. Back up to the line of scrimmage. Four-man front for Carolina. They'll run it this time. And right at the line of scrimmage, Jabari Smalls spins and does get up the way to the 39-yard line. First down for the Vols. 1:45 as they stop the clock to move the chains. 1st and 10, Carolina with a blitz. Hooker in the pocket, throws out route, incomplete. Oh man, some Gamecocks there and some Vols, and that was a little bit dangerous. That one got away from the hand of Hendon Hooker, and Marcellus Dial on the coverage knocked it away but could not get the intercept.
One thing for sure, this team came in wanting style points to move up in the rankings, but they're down 18. They're going to throw it every down now in the second half too, so we got to be ready for it.
2nd and 10, Hooker in the pocket, looking left side. One-on-one, Jalen Wyatt out to the edge, and at the 50-yard line, he gets the catch and tries to pop up quickly to get back in the lineup. Cam Smith and DQ Smith on the stop. Ball right at the 50-yard line. Hendon Hooker out of the shotgun. Gonna run it. Out of the backside to the right. We were lucky there. That was Jabari Smalls who almost came out to nothing but the open green grass at Williams-Brice Stadium. And he just tripped up. 2nd down and 5. 1:06 to go in the first half. Hooker thrown outside. Edge play. Got it. Hit immediately. Good tackling by Carolina, but right at the marker in the Tennessee first down. That's Squirrel White for Tennessee. Carolina blitzing. Hendon Hooker got an inside route to Jalen Hyatt. Another catch, and the Vols quickly have got it inside Carolina's 30-yard line all the way down to about the 26.
When they have to speed it up, they speed it up.
45 seconds, 44 remaining in the first half. Carolina leads at 35-17. Hooker, all kinds of time. En route, thrown, quick, right at the marker around the 11-yard line. That's Cedric Tillman. Tillman with another catch on the drive. This one good for 10. Clock running, 32, 31. One timeout remaining for Tennessee. They may not need it. Out route over the head of the intended receiver on the far sideline. That was Squirrel White, the freshman from Birmingham. That's not his real name, but he asked to be called that. And if you want to be called Squirrel, you're going to be called Squirrel by me. Great wide receiver name. 10th play of the drive. 26 seconds remaining. Carolina playing press coverage and everybody up the line of scrimmage. Brian Thomas Jr. is in the ball game at one of the defensive ends. Here comes the crowd. 2nd and 10. Jalen right in the backfield. They want the end route. That's Jalen Hyatt makes the catch. Dropped immediately, but not before he gets down to about the 7-yard line.
That soft zone, Todd, giving him a lot of cushion there.
Tennessee.
A lot of cushion.
That should be Tennessee's final timeout of the half. It is. They'll have the football. 3rd and 2 with 18 seconds to go on the Gamecocks 7-yard line. They're down 35-17. Hendon Hooker with 157 yards passing and 1 TD. Tommy, he came into the ball game. He'd already thrown for 2,888 yards, 24 touchdowns, and 2 picks. The guy has been remarkable. He'd only thrown 2 picks in 287 attempts this season. Part of which, the reason he does that, folks, before you lose your mind, is that they split those wide receivers out so far that he throws a lot of wide receiver screens. Don't get me wrong, the guy is brilliant, but as you notice, we just saw probably, what, half the middle of the field throws he's thrown all night long on this drive, and they did it in a hurry to get down the field.
Yeah, they use their passing game a lot like they use a running game, and very effective. Everything they do offensively is effective. Tonight, their Carolina's been effective too, so that's the fun thing about it so far.
All right, 3rd and 2 with 18 seconds to go. The 18 seconds and no timeouts is what's important, because the Vols, I can't imagine, aren't going to try to get everything they can right here. Wright's the back in the backfield. Hooker looking left side, bounces in the pocket, ball tipped up into the arms of the Vols, and they caught it at the back of the end zone. Touchdown, Tennessee. Oh my goodness, Brew McCoy. That's his 3rd touchdown on the year, and that orange luck that took it from Tennessee Mountains just got some of it at Williams-Brice Stadium. Sherrod Green was right there, got his hands on it, and then Brew McCoy caught the football there afterwards. Touchdown, Tennessee. The extra point could make it 35-23. Chase McGrath. The extra point up and good. If you came to Williams-Brice Stadium tonight wanting a breather, not going to happen, at least right now. I can't believe he brought that one in. Just one more finger on the football, and that would have been to the turf. But the Vols convert, and they started out with drive, Tommy, what, with 1:36 remaining in the half. Started at 2:04.
Yeah,
excuse
2:04.
me.
Yeah, it took 1:52.
It took 1:52 off the clock.
Yep.
And that's how dangerous they are.
I tell you, we're going to come out here in the second half and be 0-0. It'll be a boring game. No, not with Tennessee. They got to light it up, and we do. We have got to stay with our offensive scheme that's worked pretty well, and I'm proud of our guys. We did. We didn't get scared to win. Sometimes in these games, folks, you get scared to win, and we cannot do that. We got to play and lay it all out, which we've done. The strategy coming in, as Todd said, was to go for it every time. We're doing that, and got off to a good start, and we've continued to maintain that momentum and that those schemes and that confidence so far here in this first half.
Here's Paxton Brooks, who's been pooching them up. I'm sure they will here. They actually wobbled this one down, returnable, and Josh Fan will go up the far sideline. Tries to turn the corner, stutter step, runs out of bounds with 7 seconds remaining in the half. Yeah, and there's pushing and shoving on the bench. I think they're going to pull Josh out of there.
Hope we push him.
After a 19-yard return. And normally you take a knee in this situation, Tommy, but I'm not sure between these two teams.
I'd fake a knee and throw it deep. Rattler 14 of 19 tonight, 249, 4 touchdown passes. I don't think he's had 4 this year in a game.
Not in a game,
no, not
yes.
in a game. Yeah.
It's his first of this season. He did it a couple times at Oklahoma.
He's got a chance to get a few more.
6 times now he's thrown 3 or more in his career. He will be in the shotgun with just 6 seconds remaining. They'll hand off to Jaheim. And Jaheim breaks the tackle across the 35. They will take him to the turf when he gets up to the 40-yard line, and that will be the half. Our exclusive interview with Jamar and Coach Beamer is coming up. And Holly Rowe will get Coach Beamer first. I don't even know how he can summarize this. Or Jamar, your thoughts again on the difference tonight and what we've gotten offensively, for goodness sake.
Well, a little bit more of a pro-style offense. I love the play call and the design of the protection first and allowing the wide receivers to come across the field into Spencer's eyesight instead of everything just being wide. He's got guys coming across where he can see them and put touch. The other thing is we are protecting him and keeping him upright. So we can continue to do that. And this kid is special with arm talent. Now his decision-making is meeting with his talent.
The Gamecocks now in total offense, 355 to Tennessee's 269. Remember, this is a team that had 700-plus yards in Tennessee against Missouri when they were number 13 in the country in total defense. And I'm going to give Clayton White credit as well. Here's Jamar and Coach Beamer.
Hey, Coach, first and foremost, let's talk about the fight that your team has been able to show this game compared to last week.
Yeah, we got a good football team that played like crap last week, coached like crap last week, but every week's a new week. This is no surprise to us. We're a good football team.
Thanks for cranking it up and getting us set up on a busy day of football late in November. It's turned out to be pretty special. Unbelievable. Tommy Suggs, I'm Todd Ellis. Great to be with you. Jamar Nesbit down on the sideline. David Spence is back from his little bit of tilt, his injured reserve duties. Our spotter, Douglas Kershaw Adams, our statistician. Chet Tucker did some pregame. He'll do some post as well. Dan Stewart, our engineer. Liz McMillan, our executive producer. And the Gamecocks now going to kick off. Tennessee won the coin toss, deferred to the second half. And here's Mitch Jeter to kick off end over end. This one's shorter, and he does fair catch it, however. Steps up at the 1 yard line. That's Holiday. Despite this one not being over his head, we'll be glad to have the Volunteers set up. And Tommy, by far the most productive offensive half of football we've had maybe ever. Even as crazy as the North Carolina game in the Duke Mayo Bowl was. 5 drives, touchdowns, all for Carolina's offense. Now we just need to slow the balls down a little bit as we're up 35-24.
Exactly right, and that last drive for them bothers me a little bit because they got in a rhythm, a little tempo, put some points on the board, and we got to come up with some disruption here.
Here's Hooker with a quick drop, throws outside, got his man, and knocked out of bounds as the tight end. That's Warren. It's a 6-yard gain on the play. And they'll utilize Fant a lot as the tight end. Warren only 7 catches on the year. He slides over to the left side. Hooker looking back at the sideline a lot at Josh Heupel. Slowed things down here for Tennessee really since the second quarter. Moves Jabari Smalls out, but they'll hand to him. Right side and into the arms of the Gamecocks. Right at the line of scrimmage. Maybe a 2-yard gain. He'd be shuffled forward, but here comes the first third down of the half after Sherrod Green and Zach Pickens makes a stop. Hooker quickly up to the line of scrimmage. Inside handoff, left side, first down. Across the 35, good patience that time by the tailback for Tennessee before Tonka Hemingway takes him to the turf. 4-yard gain on the play. 4 wide receiver set. Hooker, after they move the chain, sets back up. Down the field, throwing far sideline. Incomplete, great coverage by Carolina. The intended receiver was Cedric Tillman. Marcellus Dial was the defender on the play, and another deep ball, Tommy, and an incomplete pass.
Yeah, and we were running step by step with him too that time, and I think he was trying to throw it a little a little short rather than let him come back and get pass interference, but Dial had great body control, good vision, super play.
Boy, there's no question Hooker is throwing for Tillman and Hyatt. 11 targets to 9 out of the total 21 he's had. Hendon Hooker option play, left side towards the Gamecock bench, and a slipping tailback. And Jabari Small, the 5'11", 213-pounder, hits the turf. DQ Smith was coming his way. Just a 3-yard gain on the play. 3rd and 7 now. Some substitutions, including Jalen Wright coming to the ball game for Tennessee, and another wide receiver off late. Short huddle for Tennessee. They break. Because of the substitutions, they hold the football. Hooker says he's ready. 3 wide receivers right side. Carolina up the middle. Crossing route incomplete. Gamecocks knock it away. That's Peyton Williams, the safety, who's coming in for E-Man Worry. And it's a punting situation for the Vols. The Gamecocks get them off the field on the first drive of the second half.
They nearly had an interception that time. I think the thing that got him was Debo Williams ran on late, and then he got in that over the center, and he blitzed. And he really didn't have any pressure on him, but Hooker felt that pressure prematurely and threw it a little bit behind him.
Here's Paxton Brooks, who got a 44-yarder off before. It's a spiraling kick, going to drive Josh over to the far sideline, bounce softly along the edge over there at the 24 and knocked out of bounds. And the Gamecocks get a stop in the first drive, a 37-yard punt And now that Carolina offense that had 355 yards of total offense in the first half will hit the turf with Spencer Rattler. Rattler was brilliant, 14-19, 249 yards and a career high at South Carolina, 4 touchdowns. His lone back this time is Jaheim Bell. Brooks, Wells, and Brown, the wide receivers. Speed play, right side, trying to get to the edge. No chance for Jaheim Bell. They blitzed off that side, and nobody saw it for Carolina, so Bryce Young stepped into the backfield. That's -4 on the first play of the second half for Carolina. 2nd and 14 upcoming.
Had Rattler kept that, he'd still be running. And I don't know if that's a read or not, but if it was, he misread it. And Jaheim Bell is not going to outrun these guys to the sideline. He's a great player, plays a lot of different positions, obviously, but the speed to the sideline is going to be run down by Tennessee.
Rattler out of the shotgun, wants to throw it. Crossing route, got his man. Stogner caught at the 25.
No.
Stogner takes the wrong move, and the sluggish tight end gains only 3 yards before Tennessee cuts him down. It'll bring up 3rd and 11 or so. That's not who we want on that route, but maybe that's why he was open, Tommy. Tennessee knew the same thing.
Yeah, exactly right. And it was a good selection, I guess, because he was open. There was no one downfield open, and rather taking a sack or hanging back there too long, and he got rid of it. But not going to pick up any big yards with him when he's running sideways.
Big right tackle Dylan Wanham comes out. Eric Douglas puts his hand over the football. Nate Atkins, the tight ends in the backfield. Tennessee in a 3-man front, they rush 4. Rattler got time now to step up in the pocket, trying to run at the 25. One move, he needs to get out to about the 34, will not get there. Good open field tackle, that time by Tamarion McDonald, taking Rattler to the turf. And now both teams have got a punting situation up to open up the second half. And Kai Kroger steps onto the field for the first time today. Kroger with a 45.5-yard career average. He had a 79-yarder. He's a 6-time Ray Guy finalist. D. Williams set back to receive. He's got a respectable 16.7-yard average. The left footer gets a crushing punt, driving Williams back all the way to the 16-yard line. One cut, one block, and into the arms of a Carolina defender. Good coverage again on the punt coverage for Carolina. It's out to the 26-yard line. It's a 55-yard punt and an 8-yard return on the.
Tennessee 4 of 9. Both teams, though, had 2 4th-down conversion opportunities, and both teams went for it, and both teams got it. So, just one of those nights, but just kind of fun to watch. It's a good ball game. A lot of good plays. Good players making good plays.
And good coaching on both sides so far.
Sure is.
Yep.
Yeah, sure is. Yeah, no question about that.
Those wide receivers already split out for Tennessee as they take those all-white uniforms and orange helmets. And then Hooker puts his face mask right directly in front of him, the mouthpiece in, and wipes his hands off. Makes one check on a 1st and 10 from his own 26. Blitz up the middle. Hooker in the pocket. Throwing out route option play. That's incomplete.
He dropped it. Yeah.
Trying to make a move at the 32-yard line is Jalen Hyatt. He wanted to catch and turn in the rare drop from what's sure to be an All-American and leading the nation in touchdown receptions. He actually leads 46 FBS teams in total touchdowns. Hooker wants to throw in route down the field. Perfect strike at the 47-yard line. That's Keaton, the senior from Marietta, Georgia. So he got the drop. He came back with a bullet and struck for a 1st down, 17 yards. Move the chains, back to work. Hooker wants to go down the sidelines, deep route. Battling on the Gamecocks sideline, incomplete around the 25-yard line. Again, a Gamecock defender step for step. That one was Darius Rush on Keaton on the play. They will take a shot down the field, and they hit him a lot. Back to work. Carolina can barely get back to the line of scrimmage. What a job tonight by this defense getting lined up. And a team that runs plays every 2.97 a minute. Another in route, got his man and caught. And that's Keaton again, the same play and its same result. A first down for the big, tall wide receiver who goes 6'3", 195. That's his 24th catch on the year. 1st and 10 into Gamecock territory at the 41-yard line. Tennessee down 35-24 to Carolina. Hooker down the right sideline this time. Bomb play. Wants it and out of bounds. Incomplete. Hyatt, the intended receiver, Marcellus Dial, was defending on the play. And you wonder if Hooker's getting a little impatient here because coverage has been there down the field. He's taken shot after shot.
Yeah, the other thing that's worrying me a little bit, though, is I think our guys may be getting a little tired. And, we're blitzing about every time. We're not able to get to Hooker, but something's throwing him off a little bit because he's not quite as target-oriented as he has been in the past. But we just got to throw everything we can at him. And I got to admire Coach White and his defensive staff because that's what we're doing. We're taking gambles on offense, taking them on defense.
After the incomplete pass, it's 2nd down and 10. Hooker down the middle, got a man wide open, caught at the 15, 10, 5, into the end zone. Touchdown, Tennessee. A busted coverage gets Princeton Fant down the right seam, and he goes 41 yards. The extra point could make it Carolina 35, Tennessee 31 with 9:53 to go into third.
Yeah, that's what happened.
Maybe that's why they've been going down the field, Tommy. They were setting that one up.
Yeah, and that's what happened. And you saw DQ Smith go back there and talk to him. He's a true freshman, 3rd or 4th team having to play tonight and just playing his heart out, but just got lost.
That's Fant's 3rd receiving touchdown of the year as McGrath pushes it through in the north end zone. A 4-point ball game in the 3rd quarter, 9:49 remaining. Tennessee strikes first here in the 2nd half. 35-31. This is Carolina football from Learfield. And that is Eman Mori would not have to sit out the first half against Clemson. He would be available next week against the Tigers.
Yeah, that's a tough call, though. I still say that. Tough call. He didn't lunge at all. He ducked his head, tried to get the shoulder in there best he could. The offensive receiver ducked his head as well, so I think that was a no call.
Paxton Brooks to kick off. This time he'll punch it over the Gamecocks on the sideline. He'll let it go out of bounds. It'll go to the 35-yard line, and Pete Limbo pumps his fist up, and he's yelling over at somebody. It looks to be someone in orange.
Free kick out of bounds. Number 37 on the kicking team. Ball will be placed at the 35-yard line. First down.
What a job he's done. What a great guy.
Yeah.
I saw him yesterday, and he made me walk with him because he had to do one more thing before the special teams meeting. As we were talking, we just ran into each other in the hall. But he is some ball of energy and a great coach, well respected around the country. All right, 2nd drive of the night for Carolina in the 2nd half. Jaheim Bell and Juju McDowell into the lineup. Spencer splits them with a shotgun. 2 wide receivers. Jaheim goes in motion. They sling it to him, and it's a wide receiver screen, and Jaheim's got it on the far sideline. Drops the shoulder into a Tennessee defender, pushes up towards the marker around the 45. He did not get there. About the 44, 8-yard gain.
Nice block by Leggett out there, Todd. You know, we talk about that so often, but if you look at the replay on that one, he's the guy that helped Jaheim Bell pick up those 8 yards.
Jaheim now 3 catches on the evening. And, of course, the touchdown. Josh Vann with 2 tonight. Spencer Rattler getting in the shotgun, 2nd and short with 9:20 to go in the 3rd quarter, 35-31. Under center is Rattler. Counter play straight up the middle. Jaheim's got to make a spin move. He does and pushes across the 45 before they tilt him down to the turf right on top of the logo here at Williams-Brice Stadium. The block C. It's good for 4 yards and a Carolina first down. Ja'Kai Moore with a good block for Jaheim.
I like the call. Go on and get your first down, and don't try to throw. Oh, we got somebody hurt, Todd.
Somebody just dropped to the turf.
Sure did. That's 71. That's Douglas at center.
My gosh. 32 consecutive starts for Eric Douglas in his career.
He's a quarterback of that offensive line. He calls a lot of things out up there.
And he was standing up in the huddle, and obviously they felt like he couldn't go and told him to hit the turf. So Clint Haggard and the athletic trainers, medical trainers, go out to the middle of the field to work on him, and so does Shane Beamer. Gamecocks scored in all drives with the exception of the very last one to run out the clock with 13 seconds remaining or so.
And all touchdowns too, which is nice.
What the head ball coach used to say? You want to lose, kick field goals. You want to win, score touchdowns. Hank Manos would be, we believe, next in line to play center for at least this play. And Douglas is still down on the turf.
Gamecocks now over 100 yards rushing, 105.
Let's go down to Jamar on the Carolina Honda Powerhouse sideline report. Jamar?
Yeah, we'll also wait to see when Douglas goes up and see how he walks and trying to determine how severe the injury is. But anytime your center goes down, you just kind of hold your breath, right? No matter who the backup is, it may be a guard moving over or a second guy coming in, but you never want to have your quarterback, your offensive line go down. So he appears to be walking halfway decently on his own, so hopefully he'll be able to come back.
Yeah, it's such a security blanket for the quarterback. It doesn't mean that the play drops off that much, but you just work so much with those starters. As Hank Manos comes here from Chapin, South Carolina, right up the road. We'll get some serious work here now. On a 1st and 10, they'll snap it back to Rattler. Rattler wants to go quick throw to the outside, just a stop route of 8 yards to Juice Wells, who catches it, spins towards the Tennessee sideline. That's good for 11 yards and another Carolina first down.
They played a soft zone that time, and he just ran out there and settled down and squatted down, and nice protection, good throw. Well, he's supposed to do it, pitch and catch.
That's Kamal Hayden, the starter. Although we had Turnage playing out there a lot, but he was hurt. We have not seen him back in the lineup as of yet. So Eric Douglas goes out. Hank Manos is in at center. 1st and 10 is Rattler. Hit a little hitch route to the outside. Now Jaheim Bells do his right out of the gun. Snap it back, a good one. Quick out route, got his man. Nate Adkins on the far sideline. Caught, turn up the sideline, and a first down to the Tennessee 29-yard line. That is the 3rd catch of the year for Adkins.
Nice throw too, Todd. Right on point where it had to be, and nice catch, good turn upfield.
Adkins does it all for Carolina. They simply would play him at 2 positions if they could at the same time. Stogner comes in for Adkins. He'll line up in the slot to the right side. Jaheim splits out way to the left. They empty the backfield. Tennessee with a 4-man front. Snap it back. Rattler looking right side. Quick throw, hitch route. Caught at the 26. And a quick whistle, rightfully so. DeCarrion Joyner makes the catch. A 4-yard gain on the play. That's just fine. They want to back out, throw the hitch route.
Yeah, and 4 yards on first down, we'll take that. Many times this year we've had no yards, lost yards, 1 yard. So we'll take 4.
Carolina's up 35-31 over number 5 Tennessee. A 7-11 to go here in the 3rd quarter. Clock is running. DeCarrion Joyner back in, and now at quarterback, Rattler splits out left side. The back is Jaheim Bell. Amarion Brown comes in motion. No, DeCarrion will take it right side, and I don't know how. Ja'Kai Moore just missed the block. Yeah. Right there in the middle of the line. DeCarrion Joyner could not be sprung.
Looks like he's hurt too, Todd. He took a pretty good lick that time.
Yep, Jawan Mitchell made an absolute breakneck speed hit on him because Ja'Kai Moore totally whiffed on the block on the play. So the Gamecocks have had 2 players go down in this drive alone.
Or you cannot miss that block. I mean, they just set up perfectly for you. And he did.
DeCarrion has been a workhorse in his career. Despite playing multiple positions, Tommy has not been injured that much. 6'1", 215. And Carolina is 4 of 7 on third down, and it's upcoming now, 3rd and 6 with 6:45 to go. The ball on the Tennessee 25-yard line. Carolina with that 4-point lead. Scored in all drives except the one to run the clock out at the end of the half with only a couple seconds remaining.
I still think if DK can play, we still got to let him throw the ball out of that position back there sometime, because I think that's just something we got to show this week and also get ready for next week in the bowl game too.
DeCarrion's got his helmet off and walking towards the bench. We'll get the best Prisma Health injury report look at that we can, considering their policies. Don't know if that was a little shook up on the play or specific injury, but they'll get word on it. But he's out for the moment. He's been a substantial part tonight out of the Wildcat. So Rattler back in behind Hank Manos. Jaheim Bell's the back in the backfield. They'll send him out in motion. Want to go backside. They got it. Caught inside the 20, turn, get the first down. Yes, indeed, Juice Wells. I have seen some hitch routes that were thrown very hard. Rattler crushed that one out there so that Wells could catch it and turn to make the play and get the first down. Good for 7 yards, and a Gamecock moving the chains. Got the ball spotted between the 18 and 17-yard line of the Tennessee Volunteers. They scored the one time here in the second half. Now there's 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. Rattler takes Brown in motion, but hands off right side. That's Jaheim Bell at the 10, breaks a tackle at the 5, trying to push the pile as the entire team, and down to about the 3-yard line. Oh, that's the play they tried to get with Juju in the first half, but this one popped out for 14 yards, and Carolina's got it 1st and goal around the Tennessee 3-yard line. Good run, kind of turned sideways there through the hole.
Yeah, kind of moved those shoulders a little bit and kind of sliced through there, and also finished the run that time. Sometimes he has not been finishing the run in the last ball game or two, but that time he did.
9th play of the drive upcoming. Rattler's going to start under center. Oh, watch out. Manos and him hadn't worked this way much. Jaheim Bell's 6 yards deep. And in motion, speed sweep to the wide side. One block, got another, into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. Touchdown, Antoine Juice Wells. From 3 yards out. What timing on the motion play. Wells went in motion to his left. Back to the right, they snapped the football and into the end zone. Oh.
I tell you again, Todd, good blocking on that outside. We have had the best blocking tonight by a wideout that maybe I've seen all year long.
Stogner Adkins was right on the edge, but then the wideouts got him in with 2 great blocks. Here's Mitch Jeter to try to make it 42-31. Snap, put it down, swing through, kick it up, and got it. 9 plays, 65 yards, and a 3-yard touchdown run. Antoine Juice Wells, and it also, Tommy, took 4:50 off the clock. Quite the drive for Carolina.
Well, it's a good answer because Tennessee actually had scored 14 unaccurately right.
Yeah,
exactly
it's not
right.
just about the end result. We're playing the number 5 team in the country,
yep,
but we're playing well. That's what matters.
Yep.
Although I will be very upset if we do not win. Let me be honest. No, we all know this is, even with this score, against great odds.
Yeah.
All right, here's Mitch Jeter. He'll go from the fairgrounds at his back.
I mean, these guys were a 22-point favorite coming in, so.
Yeah, it's quite the task.
We're realistic, we know.
Holiday set back with Williams as well. The ball falls off the tee. I think it's all the shaking, Tommy. What do you think?
Well, I can feel it shaking up.
The stadium is rocking, yeah. I mean, it literally goes back to the old days. If it ain't swaying, we ain't playing. Jeter will run up now with a steady ball. Puts his foot into it. It's a crusher. And out of the back of the end zone, touchback.
That may be the longest one he's kicked all year long because it landed back there on the garnet stripe at the back of the end zone. So.
Yeah, popped up there in the south end zone bushes. But right now, where the ball is most important. It's in Hendon Hooker's hands. And he's thrown it 37 times now, Tommy, for 244 yards and the 3 touchdowns. Gamecocks shift their defensive front up front on 1st and 10. The Hooker's got Jabari Small to his right. Boogie Huntley just signals something to his teammates. They fake inside. And a quick in route, and that's incomplete. Thrown behind the intended receiver, Jalen Hyatt. And Hyatt can't handle that one. It's not exactly well-thrown ball, not for Hooker.
I tell you, a couple of times tonight, the balls like that have been thrown a little behind, bounced up in there. We just have not been in a position to intercept it. Maybe we'll get one later.
Draw play, straight up the middle.
Good.
Smalls gets stuck. He delivers and gets hit hard. 3-yard gain on the play, but Peyton Williams, the freshman, who's subbing for Eman Maury, in on the hit, and that was a big one. 3rd down, 3rd and 7, with 4:38 to go in the 3rd. Hooker in the pocket, crossing route, incomplete. No flag on the pole. A late flag about 20 seconds after the ball hit the turf. He's being lobbied by Josh Heupel right behind him on the side, Judge, 25 yards away.
You're kidding me.
Pass interference on the defense. Number 9. The ball will be placed at the spot of the foul. Automatic first down.
I tell you, he must be from Tennessee. I just don't get that.
He jumped off the sideline like a $5 bill hitting his back pocket from somebody. What in the world? It was 8 seconds after the ball hit that turf, the flag came out.
That is absolutely a gift.
Tennessee moves the chains. With a little help. Hendon Hooker back to work. He'll run the ball right side. He's got Jalen Wright, who breaks a couple tackles before Carolina sends a host of players over there, including Peyton Williams, to make a stop. And the clock continues to run. 4:16 to go in the 3rd. Back to work. Fake on the ground game. Quick throw to the outside and hit just as he caught it.
Come on.
And to the turf. That might have been a face mask call. Squirrel right caught it. Cam Smith with the tackle and taken to the turf. I just think Cam got the face mask.
Personal foul, face mask, grasping a helmet opening. 15-yard penalty will be added to the end of the run. First down.
Well, you know.
Appropriate call there.
Yeah, I think so, probably. I don't like it, but, well, you know, I don't know if it was or not, Todd. No. I'd protest that.
They're saying he took to the open port of the helmet, your ear hole, but you can't do that either.
Came on the field now.
I'm not sure I saw that either.
I didn't see that.
Oh, don't do this, folks. You're throwing stuff in the north end zone. Do not do that. Oh, look at him. Okay, let's go back to work.
Come on, guys, stop that.
Make an announcement. Make an announcement, Carolina.
Players are
there we go.
Doing. I tell you that those are 2 questionable calls. I can see this one more than I could the other one, I think.
I totally agree with you on that.
Because this one, folks, if you can see it at home or on TV, whatever you're doing, but it was questionable. But that's the way it is. You're playing the number 4 or 5 team in the country, and you're going to get that. But we got to earn it. We got to win this game on our own. And officials doing the best they can. You know, they're having trouble getting officials now, too. And I know in high school I was.
It's probably the way we talk to them.
Well,
Let's talk about them.
I was talking to my buddy Greg Twidio from Orangeburg, who's an official, and he was telling me about it. They're having trouble finding them. They're having to work extra duty, a lot of these officials, so it's a tough thing to do.
Of course it is. Of course it is. Clock running again at 3:56 in the 3rd quarter. 1st and 10 at the Gamecock 38-yard line. Hooker's in the pocket. Ball batted up in the air.
Oh, gosh, you nearly got it.
And Carolina almost came down with it with Zach Pickens. We got another Gamecock down on the ground. That's Sherrod Greeno, I believe, tipped the ball up in the air.
We nearly got that one, and that was about the 3rd time tonight. We've been somewhat in position, just not able to pull the interception in.
Sherrod, I think, came down awkwardly on top of a ball.
Or if we lose him, of course, Blanton has played some, and Bam Martin Scott has played some as well, but Green has been a steady force back there.
Look at Coach Beamer. He checked on Sherrod, and now he wants an official. He can't believe the pass interference call. He's talking to him. Well, he's got a chance to be on the field out there, and now he's going to walk back to the field judge. He wants to talk to that side judge way over there.
He's calling Cam down, too. Cam's got to watch his mouth. He gets in a little trouble occasionally. Green's got 5 tackles tonight. Came into the game with 53 tackles, 2.5 for losses, 1.5 sacks, 1 interception.
3:46 to go in the third quarter, 42-31. Tennessee on the drive is at the Carolina 38-yard line. Sherrod Green is up.
Wonder if we can get
Not moving real well.
Wonder if we can get a quick report from Jamar on the sidelines about Eric Douglas.
That's our Carolina Honda Powerhouse sideline report, and of course a Prisma Health injury report. Jamar, I know you don't have much on Sherrod. He gets to the sideline now. Eric Douglas seen it all?
So Eric Douglas is still on the sideline. He has not been ruled out. Their backup center is playing well. So right now I think he's still under observation to see if he can go later on in the game.
Yeah, I can see Eric now on the sideline. And Luke Day, the strength and conditioning director of Carolina football, imploring this crowd to get into it now. 2nd and 10 for the Vols at the Carolina 38. 3:46 to go in the third quarter. Hendon's got 4 wide receivers. Pump fake, trying to set up the screen. Got it to Jabari Smalls on the outside, incomplete. They tried to set the screen up. Another juggle play where Carolina was around it. I don't think they could quite get to it, but it was another opportunity. Here comes 3rd down and 10.
We had nice pressure on him too, Todd, rushing him out of there, and that's kind of the way it's set up. But that's about the 4th time now we've been in a position to maybe get a deflection, and he just hadn't been able to do it.
Tennessee 4 of 9 on 3rd down tonight. They need to get to the Gamecock 28-yard line. 3 wide receivers over to the right side. Inside slant route, caught at the 30. He did not get there, and there's another flag on the play. Thrown right at the pile. Right where the tackle was made. This is not going to be good if it's against us.
Pass interference on the offense, number 87. 15-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay, 3rd down.
Yeah, they had a pick play out there, Tommy. They took the outside wide receiver. He came across the back of him while the inside 2 receivers picked. And Jacob Warren gets the penalty, and that backs up Tennessee. They don't like to go on that side of the 50 very often. And they'll look bewildered a little bit. Stone Blanton does come in now, Tommy, at linebacker. So we got 3rd and 25. Come on, Gamecocks. 3 wide receivers over to the right side. We're looking at man coverage. Now they back into 2 deep safeties. They're trying to change things. 4-man front for Carolina's defense.
And made Hooker go back and hold and look to the sideline.
4 seconds, 3 seconds, 2 on the play clock. Snap it back. Looking left, now right, in some trouble. Flag on the play. Ball down the field, incomplete. The flag is thrown back near the offensive lineman. Cedric Tillman, the intended receiver.
Holding on the offense, number 76. That penalty is declined. 4th down.
Oh, my. What great coverage down the field. And Tommy, the best pressure we've had on him tonight.
I agree with that, Todd. And I think we've gotten to him at times tonight, got him a little unsettled. And I think also what's getting to them now, Todd, is that they haven't been in this situation. They have not been here before. Clearly, they didn't think they'd be here tonight with us, so they may be pressing just a little bit.
Paxton Brooks to punt it away. Carolina came, but they did not get it to it.
Bad kick.
A bad punt that's going towards the Gamecock bench and out of bounds. So they did not get the touch, but it is much better than inside the 10-yard line. Good pressure by the punt return team. Paxton Brooks with a poor effort of 28 yards. Carolina's going to have it at their own 25. It's 42-31 at Williams-Brice Stadium. This whole building is working its magic again. It started with the first quarter, Tommy. That was everything.
It started off
first quarter.
It did. You're right, and it also started with A&M, Texas A&M. These fans understand now they can have an impact. They're having it.
Juju McDowell's in the ball game. Spencer's under center. Now going to drop back deep. Going to try to roll left. Got one man in the route towards the sideline. Caught. 3 men in the area, and the one guy who needed to get it, Antoine Juice Wells, comes down with a 13-yard gain. Look at Rattler pump his fist. He knows that was an unbelievable throw. Tommy rolling left. He had about 1.5 foot, and that's exactly where he put it on Wells.
How many times have we said the kid throws it better going left or right than anybody I've seen in a long time ever at this place?
Eric Douglas is back in the ball game at center. Wide receiver screen to Juice right side. Antoine trying to turn the corner, no good. Good pursuit by Tennessee. We might have lost a couple. We'll call it one on that play, and the Vols have got somebody. Is that Turnage who came back in the ball game?
I want to see us throw that.
Number 8 or 0. That might be Danico Slaughter.
I want to see us throw that and then let the receiver throw it. I think that would be fabulous.
2:07 to go in the third quarter. The clock is run pretty quickly in the second half as they work on Slaughter near the Gamecock sideline. Carolina's up 42-31. It would be the biggest upset at home since we beat
Alabama.
No.
Right?
Nope. Well, of course, it would be bigger. They were number 1 at the time.
Yeah.
But Georgia at the time in 2012 would be the biggest upset we've had at Williams-Brice Stadium. But I'm telling you, the expectations, Tommy, and where our team was last week, it would be bigger than the Alabama game.
You're right.
Because we had a good team.
We did.
We had a very good team that year.
In fact, one of the guys on the SEC Nation today said, for us to have a chance, we had to bring back Marcus Lattimore, Stephon Gilmore, J.D., Jadeveon Clowney. I started naming them,
I think he's not far from the truth in a lot of ways for any expectations. I just don't understand the manic nature of this team. I mean, really.
Yeah. There are pills for that.
Yeah. I mean, Tennessee's got 125 yards. What we gave up 325 a week ago.
We got 121 yards rushing.
All right, Rattler's going to empty the backfield now on 2nd down and 11. 1:58 to go in the third quarter. Jaheim split out right side, and Rattler's talking to him. They rush 4, little loop. Rattler's got time, sets up in the pocket. Crossing route, low but caught at the 45. Inside the 40, and now cutting down to the 35 is Juice Wells. Have yourself a ball game, number 3. He caught that one about 1 foot off the turf, and it's good for 28 yards and a Carolina first down.
Wonderful job by Rattler, Todd, to step up in the pocket. He had pressure, but he was coming to the outside. So instead of trying to run out of there, which he does at times, left or right, he stepped up. And when he came up, he was didn't have his feet set, and that's why he threw it a little low, but Wells made a great catch.
Wells now over 100 yards receiving on the night. 9 catches, 116. Rattler going to work out of the gun again. Got a blitz up the middle, and they got him.
Yeah.
Took him to the turf. They brought a safety and played man coverage, and Rattler could not get loose. -10 on the play. Aaron Beasley, actually playing the linebacker spot, came in and got it. Boy, we sent everybody deep, so he needed the time, and Rattler just did not have it.
A good defensive call in that situation, too, so probably more of that than anything. And
Cubs a couple substitutions as Jaheim Bell comes out. I see Leggett slides in, and number 17 will slide out to the right side. Jalen Brooks a part of it. Marion Brown's in the slot to the left. Snap it back. Here's Spencer in some trouble again. Trying to roll right and throws it out of bounds and away to get rid of it. Adkins in the area to save it, and with 20 seconds remaining in the third quarter, it's going to be 3rd and very long for the Gamecocks.
Yeah, Tennessee's turned it up a little bit here on defense, and maybe showing us a look or two that we haven't seen so far. But
well, they blitzed some, but Nate Atkins has been in there to pick it up, and they just had one too many rushers on the play before for us to get them. Carolina kind of trots out. They're going to empty the backfield with 5 wide receivers. It's 3rd down and 20 with 20 seconds remaining in the 3rd quarter. Just a 4-man rush by Tennessee. Rattler with 4 seconds left on the play clock. Snap it back. He steps up in the pocket. Throws down the middle. Got his man at the 25, 20. Cutting back as Wells. His 10th catch of the night. Antoine Juice Wells just picked it up on a 3rd and long. He gets 25 yards and a Carolina first down.
You know, Todd, that's a killer right there for Tennessee. That is a killer.
That's the end of the 3rd quarter.
That's his all-time top career high receiving in a game. Twice at Townsend he had 9 receptions. The Gamecocks are going to the 4th quarter with a first down in Tennessee territory and a 42-31 lead over the number 5 team in the country. This is Carolina football from Learfield.
I tell you, we talk about this environment on a Saturday night here. I don't think people understand it unless you've been in it. And these Tennessee people over there, all the dressed in clad orange, they clad orange. They may win, but it's been a tough night for them.
All right, to start the 4th quarter, Jaheim Bell at the right side. Handoff inside the 15 down to about the 10 as they had him by the right ankle, but he pulled him a couple more yards for an 11-yard gain and another first down.
I don't know when I've seen a first down up the middle with 11-yard gain.
Yeah,
it's just
first down play and good blocking on the right side that time. But that's what the passing game will do. If you protect, then you got trouble when they're coming by you.
And we've thrown a lot to the the east-west, and
just underway, 42-31. DeKerion Joyner's in at quarterback. Hold up. Flag on the play. It looked like a false start.
And we had Rattler in motion.
Illegal snap. Number 71 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Let's go down to Jamar Nesbit on the Carolina Honda Powerhouse sideline report. Jamar, Douglas is back in there. Is he being effective?
Here's what hurts. He's a senior, and I know what he's trying to do, but right now he's having issues moving sidelines or side to side, and so he's gutting it out, and I applaud him for it, but we're going to have to wait and see see if it loosens up, see if he's able to finish out.
He breaks the huddle after the penalty. It's 1st and 15 at the 15 of the Vols. Carolina leads at 42-31. Rattler out of the gun, wants to throw it. Got an out route, caught, trying to break a tackle at the 10 is Jaheim. Jaheim gets knocked out of bounds at the 5-yard line. Good stiff arm on the turn, and that's going to make it reasonable here after the 9-yard gain. It'll be right at the Vol 5-yard line. 2nd and goal from the 5.
But Bell's caught 3 tonight for 33 yards and 1 touchdown. He's run the ball 11 times for 55 yards. So much more success this week than last week, but playing hard.
Juice Wells, Josh Vann split out to the right side. Jaheim's going to go left side. Juju's in the ball game at tailback. Now everybody flips over to the left side. Rattler under center. Jaheim goes in motion behind him. Pitch play, Juju. Left side, plenty of balls there. That was not going to go well at all. It was not set up well. They didn't know where to go and line up. And the pitch to Juju is -3 on the play. Aaron Beasley's the one that cleaned it up for Tennessee.
Probably the least effective play we've had inside the 25 or 20 all night long right there.
We didn't block three people on that play.
Didn't block anybody. We ran it into the strength of the defense too, so just not good.
This drive rolled in from the 3rd to the 4th quarter. Now it's the 10th play of the drive. 12:44 to go. Bell's in at tailback, the only one in there. Rattler out of the gun. 2 tight ends set. Rattler shotgun snap, pump fake, back shoulder to Wells. Incomplete, and they're holding on to his left arm. Is there a flag on the play?
There's a flag in the middle. It may be against Carolina for holding or something. I know it's against Tennessee. And not to be premature, but all of our guys are pointing toward them.
And that's all wrong.
Personal foul, hands to the face on the defense, number 9. Penalty is half the distance to the goal, automatic first down.
There you go, good call.
There's Harris Douglas imploring the cockpit to get going.
But I think you were right, Todd, on your call down here, too, because it looked like their guy reached out and grabbed our receiver's arm, and he couldn't get both hands on to try to catch the ball.
He turned on the back shoulder play to come get it, and the left arm wouldn't come. All right, Trevion Kenyon in along with Xavier Leggett. After the penalty, it's 1st and goal from the 4. Carolina's up 42-31. DK's in at quarterback. Wildcat, handoff, Shaheen straight up the middle. He'll gain maybe 1 or 2 as they tried the right side behind Eric Douglas for that huge defensive line for Tennessee. 6'4", 321.
Just a big, big one right here, guys. Got to get 6 here. Got to get 6.
Carolina's going to break the huddle on 2nd down on their 11th play of the drive. 2nd and goal. Around the 3.5-yard line. Kenyon will move over to the right side. Bell will now step to the right of Rattler. Rattler. Josh Vann. Incomplete. Flag on the play. Rattler was going for the jump ball. And that was Kamal Hayden defending on the play. And it looks like this will be favorable to the Gamecocks.
Pass interference on the defense. Number 5. Foul occurred in the end zone. The ball will be placed at the 2-yard line. 1st down.
It looked as Josh turned, he pulled his pads down, Tommy, and pulled him to the turf because it was pretty well timed out between he and Rattler.
Yeah, I think that was the whole thing, that Josh Vann had it timed better than Turney, or whoever the defensive guy was. And that's
They're going quickly up to the line of scrimmage. Rattler under center. Shaheen, they'll play action. Rattler wants to roll right side. Now trying to run, now trying to go back left side. Pump fake, throws to the goal line. Touchdown, Carolina. Touchdown, Jaheim Bell. He went right, left, and found his constant in number 0, Jaheim Bell. From 2 yards out, the extra point could make it 49-31 with 11:41 to go in the 4th quarter.
Todd, you know who it reminded me of? This is crazy, guys, but Johnny Manziel against Alabama. When they were down, he dropped the ball. It felt scrambling around. What a phenomenal move by Rattler.
Rattler's now thrown 5 touchdowns on the night, and Mitch Jeter kicks it up. Carolina's put 49 dadgum points on the number 5 team in the country, and they lead it 49-31. We're in the 4th at the Brice. Rattler with 5 touchdowns on the evening. This is Carolina football from Learfield. Rightfully so, Johnny.
Gosh. Oh, yeah. It's nothing personal.
Oh, goodness. The Gamecocks are on a high point right now.
Yeah, it's fun.
As Carolina sitting at 49-31 with a quick striking football team as their opponent.
A big thing there was 11 plays off that drive. Takes a lot of time off the clock.
6:12 to be exact, it burned. Here's Mitch Jeter to kick from south to north towards the fairgrounds. Holiday and Williams back. It's a bobbler, going to bounce on the ground at the 20. And picked up around the 14-yard line. Running in his own man is Holiday and run out of bounds quickly. So not a bad result. It'll be inside the Tennessee 20-yard line. Just a 3-yard return. And this Gamecock defense has had some stops tonight on the balls. We'll try to get one more here and really put the pressure on them when it goes under 10 minutes in this ball game. Tennessee 9-1 on the season, leading in every offensive category, essentially in the Southeastern Conference. Hooker now, 4 wide receivers, going to run it himself. He's rarely done that tonight, and Hooker with a bad fall. Carolina picks up the football. They run into the end zone.
I think Hooker may be hurt, Todd.
I think Hooker hurt his knee.
I think he did. I think he
It's
took a
not
bad...
a touchdown, folks. They're going to call him down, but
Ruling
he
on the
twisted
field was
something.
the runner was down prior to losing possession.
And Tommy, that's why he dropped the football. He was hurting.
Yeah, I think it buckled. I think his knee buckled when he was something.
Hendon Hooker just dropped the football when he hit the turf because he was hurting, I believe.
We don't want that to happen.
No, we don't.
Oh, my gosh.
This guy's got a heck of a career.
Oh, what a great player he is.
Let's step away. They'll work on Hendon Hooker, the Heisman Trophy candidate. When we come back, 11:28 to go in the fourth quarter. Carolina up 49-31. This is Carolina football from Learfield on a Honda Powerhouse sideline report.
Yeah, unfortunately, you never want to see an injury happen, but it appears that ball is out before he hits the ground.
I don't know, Jamar.
Hey, look, I'm an optimist.
Look at this Gamecock defense. They want it out. I think his knee was down, Tommy.
Jamar's the only one that's missed more than me this year. I'm over about 7.
I think it's been a tough for this booth altogether.
Yeah.
Call was. Here's the call.
After further review, the runner fumbled prior to.
Are you kidding me?
The ball was picked up by South Carolina at the 17-yard line. It will be first down at the 17 for South Carolina.
Jamar Nesbit, he gets the steak tonight. What a call.
Jamar, I'm sorry everything I said about you.
Oh, my goodness. It's a turnover nobody wants. Hendon Hooker hurting. But they call it a fumble, and Carolina cannot advance, which they should not have done in blowing the whistle. They should have let it, because that was Jordan Birch who ran it in the end zone. But Carolina will take over 1st and 10 at the Tennessee 17. And an absolutely shocked ball team right now. Their leader and Heisman Trophy candidate over on the sideline. Spencer Rattler working out of the gun again. Single back in the backfield. He'll throw it out. Wide receiver screen, right side. Turning the corner is the carry-on Joyner, and knocked out of bounds on the Tennessee bench. But that's a gain of 8 on the play. Good block on the edge again by Carolina.
I tell you, again, the key there, good snap, got to start the whole play. Then Rattler catches it and he releases it all in the same motion. That was about as quick as it can happen.
Jalen Brooks on the block on the outside to spring to carry on Joyner. Now 7, Rattler runs into the pocket. He's 26 of 32, 372 yards and 5 touchdowns. He might go for number 6 right here. Nobody's ever done it at Carolina. Handoff inside, they'll run the ball straight at the middle. Jaheim Bell. Jaheim dragging people inside the 5, down to the 3.
He may not need to go for it.
A 7-yard gain, and it's 1st and goal, Carolina.
Wow.
Yeah, really good running that time. Jaheim's caught 2 touchdown passes, Tommy, but he's also run 13 times for 63 yards. Carolina's up now to 514 yards of total offense.
10:28 to go in the ball game.
49-31. Rattler breaks the huddle. With 1 wide receiver out right side. Now Leggett goes in motion left side. Rattler's under center. Handoff Leggett. Trying the speed sweep towards the pylon, and a good tackle on the edge by Tennessee. We've tried to stretch him again. That was the touchdown we'd gotten from Wells. This one's -1 on the play is Trayvon Flowers from Tucker, Georgia, the number 1 tackler from the Tennessee team, makes the stop. Carolina with 3 timeouts remaining, Tennessee with 3.
7 rushes tonight for Carolina, 11 different receivers tonight for the Gamecocks. So we spread it all over the place.
9:44 to go in the ball game. Carolina's up 49-31. The carry-on Joyner comes in at quarterback. 1 wide receiver out to the left side. Jaheim Bell's in the backfield. Fake inside. To carry-on trying the right side. Cutback. Touchdown Carolina. Touchdown to carry-on Joyner from 3 yards out. They fake to Jaheim, and a great move from the senior from North Charleston puts the Gamecocks in the end zone, and they've got 55 on Tennessee with 9:26 to go in the ball game.
And I see Orange heading to the exit.
Oh, I can't count on it. With Hooker, though, banged up, it is really dark days right now for Tennessee.
Yeah.
Who would have thought this? Not just the win, but the point scoring by Carolina. That's why you hunker down, and it's you against the world. You never know.
That's why I like golf. There's another hole. There's another hole you got to play on. Right now, the Gamecocks have 21 unanswered points, Todd.
9:26 to go in the game, 56-31 after the.
It's something special about this place right here, Todd, on Saturday night.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you it is.
And I tell you, the way it was up and down, this crowd has done something this year to come sell this thing out.
Yep.
Because the product has not always been great. We played gutsy the entire season, but it's not been great football, and they have showed up, and they certainly made an impact on this one tonight.
And I do not know this for a fact, but I'm confident that the reason the big ESPN announcing team is here is because of how Saturday night is at Williams-Brice.
Here's Mitch Jeter to kick off again, a high end-over-end kick. It's going to be returnable and taken. That's Holiday up the near sideline, breaks a couple tackles at the 25, runs into a Garnet wave, and they take him to the turf here on a 25-yard return. And Tommy, what's interesting is, this is not a soft team. The Vols have had the third-ranked toughest schedule in the country. I mean, they beat LSU by 27 points on the road. They scored 52 points on number 8 Alabama and beat them 52-49. This is not a soft football team by any means. They have used to playing on the road, and they have done well. Joe Milton's in the ball game for Hendon. And Milton's going to throw across the middle, and it looks just like Hendon. Hooker, Squirrel White with the reception. Joe Milton III, the senior transfer. He played his ball in Florida, but he's went to Michigan before transferring. He's in the pocket now. Drops back, throws it, sideline pass. Caught, hit immediately around the 49-yard line. It will be a first down. That's Jalen Hyatt. Marcellus Dial made him pay for that one.
Yeah, he can throw it, though, can't he?
Milton is a player. He threw for 1,300 yards at Michigan and 8 touchdowns. He's in the pocket now, got another man. He whipped that one through the hands of the intended receiver. Squirrel White, the freshman, couldn't handle it. It was on the mark, Tommy, but that brings up third down and short, 3rd and 3, with 8:38 to go in the ball game.
Yeah, you can guarantee this is a fourth down gamble right here if they don't make it on third, but good pass that time. Maybe a little harder than needed, but should have caught it.
Milton with this crowd bearing down on him. Carolina may have jumped off sides. Milton's got a free play in the pocket. Going to roll left side. Cranks up, going down towards the end zone. Jump ball. And knocked away. Incomplete. Milton can't take advantage of what is surely going to be a penalty on the Gamecocks.
I think we had a blitzing linebacker.
Offside on the defense, number 19. 5-yard penalty results in a first down.
Boy, those receivers and defensive backs still talking. And with 8:27 to go in the ball game, that looks like Hendon Hooker, Tommy, is going towards the locker room as you see him here in the north end zone on the west side.
Well, we certainly wish him the very best. He's a great, great talent, folks.
Nobody wants that. There's been some great ones hurt in this rivalry. Tommy, you pointed out Marcus Lattimore, of course, hurt against the Vols the second time that ended his career, at least at South Carolina. And Hendon Hooker tonight hurt. Milton's going to run it himself. Quarterback draw right side. He gets some good blocks, but the Gamecocks drag him down from behind around the 36-yard line. The clock will run after that run. Sherrod Green is part of that tackle. Tennessee up over 300 yards, 395, almost to 400 yards. Run game, backside, that's Smalls, Jabari Smalls. Breaks open and gets down to about the 21. I think both these defenses are getting tired now. Tyrese Ross makes the stop. Milton quickly back to work, looking left side, pump fake, now down towards the end zone. Overthrow a man that was open. The intended receiver was Cedric Tillman, and Hooker would have put that on him because they sit 4 deep, and Tillman was the most open on the play.
Had another one open down there, too. Number 10 was open for them, and White, he was open to look kind of a post route, and he just couldn't get it to him.
Tommy Suggs, Jamar Nesbit, I'm Todd Ellis. Great to be with you. David Spence, our spotter. Douglas Kershaw Adams, our statistician. Chris Miller is our studio host, and they're holding play for a moment here as the officials talk. Dan Stewart, our engineer. Chad Tucker works in postgame. Let's get this call, whatever's going on. Oh, wow.
The previous play is under further review for 12 players on the defense.
It took them 3 minutes to talk about that. I mean,
this arithmetic's hard. I'll tell you, it's hard.
I don't know that we rotated off that time because they did not substitute. This official review is brought to you by Cool Care Heating and Air. Have Cool Care provide a free estimate or second opinion. Cool Care offers 100% financing with credit approval. Check them out online at coolcarehvac.com to schedule a visit today. Liz McMillan is our executive producer. Chet Tucker and Chris will work the post game. Could be interesting tonight. At least you won't be asking, being asked, why is we not throwing to Jaheim Bell or Juice Wells? Call them up. They love it. Juice up to 141 yards of receiving tonight, Tom.
Yeah, 10 receptions. Bell's got it 4 times in the receiving category for 35. He's toted it 13 times from the running back position for 63 yards. So he's been busy.
There is no foul for illegal substitution. The 12th player was off the field prior to the ball being snapped. It will be second down.
You know what I like about that? Gave us a rest for a minute.
Yeah.
We needed that defensively. 7:58 to go in the ball game. Gamecocks up 56-31. Working on the biggest upset since 2012. We had a road upset, of course, against number Georgia, 3 at the time in 2020. Dylan Sampson is in at tailback. Joe Milton is substituting for Hendon Hooker. Quarterback draw. Milton up the middle, inside the 15-yard line. Another run play before Jordan Birch brings him to the turf. Each team with 3 timeouts remaining. The Vols trying to go quickly. Run game inside. Nice hit.
Good
Jalen
stop.
Wright.
Yeah.
Or excuse me. That is Sampson. And that's going to bring up 4th down. They went with Brad Johnson and Sherrod Green. And here's Milton on 4th down and 1. Handoff. Inside and drop back. He did not get it. Turnover on downs. And look at these coaches beside us in the booth going crazy. Carolina takes the football over. They stopped them with Jordan Birch making the hit on 4th and 1 inside the Carolina 20-yard line.
Todd, once again, hurry up. This time by Tennessee, and it didn't work. They were not really ready to run the play. Of course, Carolina's defense was kind of not really set either. But, again, they went hurry up. And sometimes you try to sneak it, you overthink it, and it hadn't worked for Carolina tonight. A lot of times it hasn't worked for us. That time it didn't work for Tennessee.
Birch with a big smile on his face. They all slanted just in that direction, and what a great hit. And Carolina takes over. Spencer Rattler going to run the ball left side. Jaheim with a great move on the edge, gets him a couple more yards. And there's a ball with his helmet off. And he'll have to leave the ball game, and he didn't like the way he was treated by Jaheim. They'll get him out of that Gamecock sideline and run across the field. There's a substitution there after the 4-yard run. Play clock stopped, though. The Gamecock stopped.
Let me tell you give you some scores here. Tennessee beat Ball State scoring 59, Akron 63, Florida 38, Alabama 52, UT Martin 65, Kentucky 44, scored 13 against Georgia and lost, 66 against Missouri.
It's been a while, but it's been a while since I felt how good it was to see Orange leave Williams-Brice Stadium early. 2nd down, 3 yards to go. Rattler out of the gun, going to run it again. Right side, covering up the football is Jaheim across the 30. That's a Carolina 1st down. And 6:30 to go. Tennessee will start to use their timeouts unless Josh Heupel has a different strategy. 7-yard gain on the play, good run. And good to see that offensive line asserting their will.
You know, this just messes up everything, doesn't it? Isn't it fun to be a disruptor?
It absolutely does.
It just messes everything up.
Carolina working on 7 wins on the season That'll match the total win total, including the Duke Mayo Bowl from a year ago.
This also moves our bowl position up a lot.
Rattler got a blitz coming at him, throws fade route down the near sideline over the head of Jalen Brooks. And I'm just glad Rattler got rid of it there.
Good point, Todd.
Yeah,
he
was about to get KO'd on the right side. And that'll stop the clock. 2nd down and 10 upcoming. How in the world did they figure the blitz on that play with Carolina trying to run the ball? But they picked right that time, did Tennessee.
Yeah, what I mean by improves a bowl, the SEC is so crazy this year and wacky with 7 wins. Hopefully we can finish this one out and this one over a top 5 team. That means we move up to a bigger bowl, more money, more exposure, you know.
Here's Rattler on 2nd 10. Wide receiver screen to Marion Brown. Left side gets one block, turns the corner, and they run him out of bounds on the Gamecock bench. His teammates pick him up. Oh, and there's some more pushing and shoving. Now they're pushing back the players to just keep them from getting that penalty. Got the get-back coach in full stride there.
I tell you, look at the students down there, Todd. They're ready to rush the field. You think they'll let them?
I am not encouraging that. That was Tommy Suggs' voice, y'all. 5:30 to go in the ball game. Carolina up 56-37.
As far as I'm concerned.
Don't say it. Nate Atkins in the ball game. 3 wide receiver set. Atkins is in the backfield. So Rattler going to drop back, 4-man rush. Steps up in the pocket, got some room. Spencer running across the 40. Get out of bounds, Spence. He slides down at the 44-yard line. And look where this spot is, Tommy.
I tell you, had he called, though, what he did, folks, he broke to his left. He looked over and saw what yardage he had to get to, and then he didn't go out of bounds. He slid. Now, the problem, like Todd said, is they don't give you good yards on that sliding stuff with these quarterbacks. But anyway, he picked up enough yards, stayed in bounds, kept the clock moving.
He has been brilliant tonight. 27 of 34, 378, 5 touchdowns. And as Jamar says, by far the best protection we've had for him on the year. He'll get under center now and send Wells out to the right side. They'll fake inside to Jaheim. And he wants to go down the field to Wells. Jump ball! Caught at the 21-yard line. Juice Wells. That's his 11th catch of the night. This one's just as spectacular as any of them. 36 yards and a Carolina first down. Oh, over the top.
And I tell you, Todd,
oh, what a play.
What a throw by Rattler, because he did a little bootleg around to the right side, folks, but he had that lone end. He's got to get away from him. Nobody blocks him. They know that. He just got to throw to get away from them. The guy was coming right at him. He stood in there and threw it under pressure. Beautiful throw, great catch. Wow.
Juice had 186 yards receiving earlier in the year. He's got 177 on the night. Rattler out of the gun, 1st and 10. Handoff right side. Jaheim got bumped by his own man, pulling in the right direction. I think he fell forward for 1 yard with 3:36 to go. Josh Heupel, no timeouts called so far. Carolina grinding it on him. It would be great. It would be the first of the year, Tommy, to be able to run out the clock with your offense on the field.
Yeah, it really would be. And I'd love to get a couple more here, but I think we're in pretty good shape now.
Shane Beamer and Josh Heupel, who shared the first-year head coach Steve Spurrier award a year ago, battling it out here in Williams-Brice Stadium with Beamer on top so far. Rattler, pump fake, now throws it out to Jaheim in the flat. Got a good cut back at the 20 and down to the 15-yard line.
Nice move.
Yep, Rattler wanted to go down the field, but thought better. Dumped it out to Jaheim Bell, and a 5-yard gain on the play.
And Todd, he had 2 white shirts come up on him and kind of break down a little bit, and he still was able to juke one of them and kind of slide through the other one and picked up some nice yards that time. Just good move that time by Bell.
Clock still running. Tennessee not stopping it. They're going to go to 9-2 on the season. Their playoff berth is probably gone. The only bad part about that, it may benefit the team Carolina's taking on next week. 3rd down and 5. Rattler out of gun. Flag on the play.
Yeah,
it stopped it.
Yeah. That was Douglas in it.
Illegal snap. 71 on the offense. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
That's his 2nd of the night.
Rattler 29 of 36, 418 yards now, 5 touchdown passes. Gamecocks 583 yards in total offense. That's the most we've had all year. We did have 545 versus Charlotte. We've got a 433 in passing, and we've got 150 yards in rushing.
Atkins is alone back in the backfield. There's 4 wide receivers set. Here comes a blitz. Picked up initially. Rattler crossing route. Got it. And that's Jalen Brooks at the 10, the 5. Jalen going for it. Touchdown, Carolina. Touchdown, Jalen Brooks. Spencer Rattler has done what no other Carolina quarterback has ever done. He's thrown 6 touchdown passes on the night, and he happens to have done it against number 5 Tennessee. Touchdown, Carolina. Touchdown. Jalen Brooks, are you kidding me? Boom on the night.
Come on, man.
Oh, my goodness.
You know, and Rattler, he waited, Todd, and let Brooks clear up. He came from the left side all the way across the field, and he was wide open in the right flat and just showed a burst of speed after he caught it.
Here's Mitch Jeter to try to get it to 63. Low snap picked up, put it up.
What are we doing?
63 to 31.
I don't know if I'm
Are
dreaming.
we doubling up the Tennessee Volunteers? I mean, what in the world? Staff together, you can make a difference, and apparently they realize that. Holy mackerel, I can't believe it.
Yeah, I just had a presentation. It was absolutely emotional and all. Phenomenally done by Justin King and his team. Talked about believing, and that's the big thing that Coach Beamer said. And I'm not certain that probably the only people that believed they could possibly win this was the coaches and was the players. Other than that, the fans didn't.
No.
And you know, I was one of them probably.
Broadcasters didn't.
No,
Yeah.
exactly right. And so, but sometimes you have your greatest wins when you have the greatest adversity, greatest opportunities, and like you said in the early part of the broadcast. So, you know, what the heck? I can't figure it out.
Here's Mitch Jeter to kick off. And it's going to be deep, 1 yard deep, but they will bring it out across the 15-20, and a good tackle by Bam Martin again at the 25-yard line with exactly 2 minutes remaining.
Todd, I do think one thing you said earlier is really important, and that is that what happened here was we went out and established ourselves early, scored some points, and I think the confidence it gave us was even more important than what message it sent to them.
No question.
And we just kept playing and kept believing and, you know, did some things differently, just played hard, and what the heck.
Joe Milton III is in at quarterback because Hooker has been injured. And Milton wants to crank one up and shows the big arm and throws it down the field. That thing's going to be caught around the 11-yard line. He just threw that thing 60 yards to Squirrel White on a go route as he slid outside, and it'll be 1st and goal or just outside the 10 after a 64-yard completion with 1:49 in the clock running. Tennessee still got 3 timeouts. 4 wide receivers set. Milton bouncing in the pocket. 1 step, another gun step, incomplete. Good coverage on the outside on Cedric Tillman by Marcellus Dial. Reached the left hand in on the back of the end zone throw.
And Todd, let me take an opportunity, and I know you join me in this. Peyton Williams, a true freshman out of Texas, comes in when Emmanwori gets thrown out for targeting and plays, what, 3/4 of this game?
Exactly.
Back there. He gave up 1 touchdown to Fant, the tight end. Other than that, he's played pretty well back there.
Here's Milton with 3 wide receivers right side. He's in some trouble, wants to roll right. Being trailed, now throws into the end zone, out of the back of it. Incomplete, flagged out on the play around the 17-yard line. In fact, 2 of them with 1:26 remaining, and the Gamecocks have got somebody hurt in the end zone that looks like might be Darius Rush.
Yeah,
well, that would be awful. Oh, man. With this lead, we need to get to next week now. A chance to win 8 games in the regular season.
Holding, number 58 on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Replay, 2nd down.
I'd say put somebody else in, Tommy, but we don't. We're about out of secondary players.
Okay, well, you better get down there. I'll take it from here.
Yeah, it would not take long for Tennessee to score.
Let me see. He's up now, walking back.
Yeah.
Looks like he made Maybe okay. A little gingerly walking back.
Gamecocks, Tommy, too, with this win, will go to 4-4 in the Southeastern Conference this year. First time since 2018.
Again, it's nuts. It's nuts. But I think it's something I said earlier. The two things I noticed in college football this year: a lot of injuries, and a lot of up and down stuff.
Sporadic.
Yeah, sporadic. It's just, I don't know if it's a transfer portal. I don't know what it is. But it's just, the consistency the inconsistency is consistent.
Second down on the Knoxville dirt road. 2nd and 20 with 1:26 remaining. Milton's in the pocket, still wants more. Full wide receiver set. Carolina trying to rush him, collapse the pocket. Thrown outside and over the head of his intended receiver. O'Donnell Fortune, by the way, is the one that came in the ball game. Cedric Tillman, the intended receiver.
You know, Todd, another thing we talked about, too, is sometimes if you're Tennessee, you come in here worrying about style points, worrying about where you're going to get into the Power 4 and all this mess, as opposed to worrying about who you're going to play. And, that could be another thing that kicked into them.
Movement by South Carolina. Hendon Hooker, I think, is going to have a free play. He's going to throw it to the back of the end zone. It's a leaping catch. It's good. That's a touchdown, Tennessee. Oh, my goodness. Jalen Hyatt brings it down. No, that's Tillman.
On the defense, number 90. That penalty is declined. The result of the play, the touchdown.
That's a 21-yard touchdown throw to Cedric Tillman. And, Tommy, we were there on the play. We just never really raised our hands to knock the ball away. So with 1:14 to go, it's 37-63. The Gamecocks lead it. Yeah, and the Vols have still got a lot of work to do.
A lot of times, folks, when you get in situations like that, the shorter guy may end up catching the ball because he has his feet on him and has the ability to jump higher. The other person, taller possibly, may not have his balance right and can't jump. He's just turning and trying to put his hand up, so he has no leaping ability, no spring. And I think that's probably what happened there.
Here's McGrath to attempt the extra point. Boy, those students in the cockpit are poised, and it does not look like to shake the hands of the Vols as they go off the field. And right now, no security down on that end. I'm sure that's a strategical move.
Well, they're lined up over there in those yellow jackets. They're going to come out there, and they must have about 800 of them.
Yeah, they're usually out there before then, Tommy.
Yeah. Oh, they are? Oh, okay.
Yeah. This is a deterrent. Tommy, I'm going to go out on a limb here, and you help me because we can look at the list. Heck, you and I have called. You called all of them. I've called most of them. This might be the biggest.
There is no foul for leaping on the play. The player in question did not touch anyone on the offensive line.
I think this might be the biggest home upset ever, considering the team, the status we were in last week. This is a number 5 team who's 9-1. Who was exploding and crushing everyone on offense and playing good defense. I just don't know that there's been a bigger upset. As we knew, it would be tough to beat Alabama, but we had the team to beat Alabama. Nobody saw this coming.
Exactly right, and I think the karma was bad. It was just nothing that gave us hope. And I hate to say that the wrong way because I'm a very positive person, but I think that's the way people honestly felt. And I think in many cases it was justifiably so. But what you saw tonight was some guys that came out that I think things were simplified. I think we had some success early, and I think the kids came in feeling like they could play with them. And Tennessee probably came in a little overconfident, 22-point favorite, looking for style points, as I just said, looking to move up into power ratings, not thinking about this one, thinking about 2 games away now. Beat us, beat Vanderbilt, and then sit there and hope some other teams lose and all this stuff. And so we all of a sudden got them in a position they have not been in, and particularly against a team like us.
Here's the hands team on. They'll kick it away, though, Will Paxton Brooks, and we got to run over there and get it, but it does go out of bounds, so it benefits. And it'll come out to the 35-yard line with 1:14 to go.
But Todd,
Tennessee had not given
free
up.
Kick out of bounds. Number 37 on the offense. The kicking team. That ball will be placed at the 35-yard line. First down.
Tennessee had not given up, or they'd given up 57 total points in the last 3 ball games, and we're sitting there at 63 tonight.
Yeah, again.
Wholly unexpected. Remarkable.
And I think you just can't say enough about what this means for Shane Beamer to be able to pull this off, and his staff and players and all the people around him.
I formation behind Spencer Rattler. He'll hand off, fullback dive. Stutter stepping in and pushing the pile behind him is Jaheim Bell. And the clock will run at 1:05.
I think again, though, I think Atkins was a key to this thing tonight, Todd. We didn't know everything they were doing, but clearly he played in the backfield. He blocked just a lot of different good schemes up front. And I'm not certain Tennessee's defensive scheme was as good, or maybe we out-schemed them, let's say, on offense versus what they had.
Carolina gets in the victory formation. Rattler steps back, takes a knee. Josh Vann starts to kiss the crowd. Rattler handshake for Juice Wells, and here comes the students on the field. The goalposts go down. The garnet and black hits the turf at Williams-Brice Stadium, and South Carolina has done it. They have upset the number 5 Tennessee Volunteers 63-38. It's the biggest upset home win since 2012, when Carolina took down the Georgia Bulldogs on a night just like this at Williams-Brice Stadium. I've said it before, I'll say it again. Williams-Brice Stadium, when we need you, you come through. That first quarter was amazing, and it took Tennessee out of their rhythm when the Gamecocks got some points early on. Great job by everybody.
I agree, and what I'm so proud of is that our administration let this happen. I hope no one gets hurt out there, but doggone it, that's part of building memories as a college student and being on that field right there. And it's giving back to Tennessee what they did against Alabama. So they understand that too.
As long as nobody gets hurt.
Yeah, and Tennessee's off the field, folks. They're gone. They're gone.
They're almost off. Here they go.
Yeah. And this is our people out there now. And
what a celebration. And absolutely from the 30-yard line to the other 30-yard line, completely covered and mobbing the field right now, and a huge upset that, frankly, Tommy, this fan base has been begging for, rightfully so, and deserving of.
I agree 1,000%, and folks, I cannot tell you enough how much it means as a player to walk on that field and see this place full, see this music, these lights going. Just the entire atmosphere here is critical. And I thought initially tonight we were a little reserved, probably because we didn't feel like we had a chance, but as the game wore on, we got better and better and better. And I just can't say enough about it. Shane Beamer says it a lot, and it's not just a bunch of junk. He means it, and that's why the home field advantage in football is so important. Basketball, anything is very important, but it gives those kids confidence, and it means you appreciate what they're doing, and they know it. So look at them out there. I wish I was out there with them.
I know. Tommy, you know, the thing about it is, even the wins against Kentucky, well, you had Will Levis out. Well, the win against Texas A&M, well, they're downtrodden right now. They don't know what they're doing. Their coach is about to get fired, whatever. They're not the same. You can't say about this team right now. This team was road tested and number 5 in the country. They had beaten the best with the 3rd toughest schedule in America, whipping LSU, beating Alabama, battling with Georgia like nobody's really done until Kentucky today. And so this was a significant win that was wholly unexpected. And what a great effort by everybody in that building over there. And congratulations to them, their entire staff, their families as well. What a pressure valve relief as now we turn our attention to the Clemson Tigers next week at Memorial Stadium.
And you know, Todd, I think that a critical thing here is that you said it, we're battle tested but also I go back to the same old thing, the culture of all, and we faced adversity. We did so many things right that we've done wrong in the past. And I cannot tell you how shocked I am, but how pleased and happy I am for these fans and for the staff, the players, me, you. You know, as I said jokingly, we're pretty doggone good announcers when we're winning and beating number 5 teams in the country. Upsetting other than that, it's compare this game to broadcasting last week.
Yeah.